So, yes, good morning. Bex and I with you for the next 3 hours. We have got some lovely bulbs and plants, haven't we?
For sure. We've kept our mix and match deals going on with the bulbs. Now's the perfect time, but we've also got a bunch of winter bedding, plus loads of perennials to get in your garden, which is the perfect time right now to do all three of those jobs.
And we're saying we've kept the 3 for 2 on the bulbs. We have, but we've got loads of brand new varieties.
Yes, we have
Yeah,
indeed.
so you're not going to go, oh, I saw them last week.
No.
Loads of really extraordinary new varieties. And then the bedding is a bog off. So again, it's a mix and match.
Yeah, perfect.
So it's a buy one, get one free. And our free gift is going to be our blooming fast. Loads of you, actually, last week, loads of you commented how much you love our premium fertiliser. And it's just such a good all-rounder.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So this is for use outdoors. It's used for indoors as well. You can use it on your houseplants too. Of course, I know we're moving into autumn and winter, but that doesn't mean we stop feeding our plants. We might do a little bit less, but we do still need to be feeding our plants. And of course, you can store it as well. So it's a great thing to stockpile.
Yeah, I'm still keeping my summer bedding going, but it's hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
So it probably is time to change it. And we have got some great autumn winter bedding coming up. But as ever, if you are brand new to YouGarden TV, you do need to use the offer code, which is YGTV 3924. That unlocks all of the amazing promotions. It also gives you this free gift, of course, as well. Now, Bex and I love you to save money. We love to save money.
Absolutely.
And if you spend... I need to get rid of this, by the way. That's
we
really
need a new
old.
one, don't we?
Right, we do need a new one. If you spend over £40, we will deliver for free. But what if I can't afford £40?
That's all right, don't worry. It's only one postage cost. So if your order is under 40 and you've got 3 or 4 items and they've all got a postage attached, you will only pay the one postage cost. All of this is unlocked with that code, though. Not just the free postage over 40, but also the free gift, the 3 for 2, the mix and match, the savings. Yeah. All of it is unlocked. It's so important. You have to enter that code.
Now we both love it when you interact with us. Like I'm Mr. Happy today, but I will be Mr. Even Happier if you interact with Bex and I. So you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. I've already sent some photos in. Elaine has as well.
Yeah, Alison's. I've got some emails from Alison come in there as well.
Brilliant.
So this is all on the email address that you can see at the bottom of the screen there, ygtv@yougarden.com. I will have access to all of those pictures you send in. We'll be able to show those.
Yeah, I'm not allowed access, by the way. Bex doesn't trust me.
It's mine.
So I don't mind.
I've also got the YouTube chat in as well. So good morning, Elaine, and good morning to Neil. That's who I can see in the chat at the moment. I hope you're well today. But you can join the chat on YouTube. You can join the chat on Facebook, which Stu is monitoring as well.
Yes, and Stu, by the way, if you're thinking, who's this Stu that they're talking about? Stu is the one through there that has got an IQ of 168, he told us a few weeks ago. He reckons that was once upon a time. It may have dropped, but the average IQ is 100, so he'd still be way above average.
Way above most of us.
Yes, even if he's dropped. But he's in charge of all the technical things as well. So, we've got an amazing show. And this month, September, is such an important month for us gardeners. It really is time to plan your garden for spring, but also getting it looking really nice for autumn and winter. You know, we never know what the weather's going to be like, and we may get a fantastic October. We may get a very mild winter. We don't know, but you've got to make the most of every single day that you can get out in the garden. But we are going to start with something brand new. I've never grown these. Heliopsis funky spinner.
Yeah.
So these look amazing for September, don't they?
I want these in my garden.
Same here.
I absolutely want these. If you've got, for example, Rudbeckia in your garden, if you've got some of that beautiful Echinacea that we've had on recently,
yes,
both of which are late flowering perennial plants, you need to add the Heliopsis in as well, because actually you've got the beautiful colour mix that would work gorgeously with those plants. It is a late flowering perennial plant. So if you want your garden to look at its best at this time of year in September and October, then Heliopsis funky spinner you need to put in there.
Often called a fake sunflower, because it is a little bit sort of like sunflower-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I love the contrast of the foliage, and I love the fact that the flowers are... I was going to say bicolour, but there's actually so many different shades of autumns and gold, like autumn oranges and gold. So it really is the most gorgeous autumn flowering perennial. And I must admit, I just thought, wow, I absolutely need that for my September and October garden.
Totally.
And very easy to grow.
Really easy. It's perennial, so it's going to come back for you year after year. It will multiply as well. You know, you'll get lovely clumps forming of this. It's nectar rich too.
Yeah,
so this is a great one for those pollinators. They're going to invite those into the garden. garden. It's super easy, grows to about 60 centimetres. Each one will spread by probably about 45, 50 centimetres as well. So 3 of these, perfect planting, obviously in odd numbers. It's going to fill a really nice space.
And Stu was walking around the nursery yesterday, and this was a real standout plant. I mean, you know, there's lots of things that look nice right now, but this looks absolutely outstanding. And it is, I mean, I love, in autumn time, I think oranges and ochres look really good anyway. They're beautiful colours. Get that in your basket early. The saving today is £15, so you're going to get these for £5 each. So they're already really well established. They're going to arrive in a 6 centimetre pots. Great roots on them. You can see there.
Look.
Fantastic roots and ready to plant right now. And September, I know we keep saying it, but it is a brilliant time to plant your perennials. You can enjoy them this year, but next year they're going to be even bigger and
Well, you're getting a head start by planting them in autumn, aren't you? They'll get nicely established, ready for those displays next year. It'll be even better planting them now than it would be if you wait until next year to do it.
I've spent the last few days getting some perennials in. It has been raining a little bit, but in between the rain.
Nice, well
done.
done.
Yeah.
Well
Right,
done.
we've got coming up now our deal of the week. We still haven't got a jingle for it, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Deal of the week. It will be better than that, I promise you. That's that. You'll all be turning off straight away. But it is a really special deal for this week, and wait till you see the price on this. So you're getting 3 of the Philadelphus, the mock orange, the most beautiful scented plant you could ever have. 7 foot. Hang on. I mean, I'm not being funny. These are normally £10 each.
£7.49, and you'll get all 3 of them. And you won't regret putting this in your garden, because the fragrance that you get from this is absolutely incredible. The flowers are so beautiful. You've got these pure white layered petals, and it's definitely one of the most scented. Right in the height of summer, June and July time, the fragrance that you're going to get from this, the mock orange, it's that gorgeous sweet citrus scent. It's got rich green foliage as well, which really makes those white flowers stand out.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful plants in terms of scent. But I love the pure white. I always think white looks so classy and sophisticated in the garden. And these are really, fairly compact as well, very easy to grow. And actually, when the petals go over and just cover the ground, it can actually look like magic, almost like snow. But it is about the scent of you. I mean, my mum's partially sighted, and fragrance is actually a really important part now of her garden. I know some of you have messaged before and said that you've got partners or you're maybe partially sighted. So it does not get more beautiful in terms of fragrance. It's called mock orange, and it is a very sweet, gorgeous citrus scent. But I love the flowers. I mean, they're really. When you look at them, they are so delicate looking and beautiful, aren't they?
Absolutely, and the clusters you get on here really do cover this plant, so it's going to look absolutely stunning. But as they're just coming through in those gorgeous sort of buds, it stands out perfectly against that rich green foliage as well. You can plant it into borders. Actually, it'll get to about maybe 3 to 4 feet height and spread, so it'll be beautiful in your borders. But I would consider maybe planting these into pots as well.
Yeah, we've got some great pots coming up, Bex, haven't we?
Certainly, when this is in flower and you've got that beautiful fragrance, you're going to want to be able to move that and put it where you will be able to appreciate it.
Now, apparently, there was a little error in the email that went out. And
So sorry.
And it said, it's not your fault, Bex.
Well, I've got broad shoulders. I'll take responsibility.
Listen, we're a team here, and apparently the email said that today was going to start at 9:30. That's not the case. So Thursdays are staying 10 till 1, okay? So don't worry, your Thursdays are just the same. You don't have to get up early for the 10 till 1, but Sundays are going to be 9:30 till 12:30, and that starts, and it's there, look, you can see there, Thursdays from 10, and every Sunday from 9:30. So that's correct, and that's what we're going to be time-wise. So probably about February. We may change it as we start to get into peak season again, but that's what we've got for the winter shows, which is still really good.
Still really good.
Still a lot of me and Bex and Stu, isn't it?
Yeah. Probably more than you need, but let's go with it.
You can never get enough gardening.
No, you can never get enough Shaun Ryan, that's what I say.
What about that? Or you. But anyway, it's good to have those wind chats, because there are jobs to do in the garden every single month of the year, and we've always got. What is lovely, we've worked at the nursery now for over 12 months. Actually physically being here, and even in the depths of winter, there's less, but there's always 1 or 2 plants that you go, oh my word, look how good that is, and it's December the 11th, and it looks amazing. you know, we looked around this week and there's many gorgeous plants. So if you're trying to get 365 days of colour in your garden, watch every single week throughout the year and we'll always have inspiration and ideas. But that is the deal of the week. I think that is amazing. It is the most gorgeous plant.
It's a great deal of the week. It's absolutely beautiful.
Now, I've been asked, what have all the garden ready bedding got in common? Well, they're all garden ready.
They're all ready for your garden right now.
Is that
They're all
what
going
you
to
do?
flower over autumn and winter.
It's an easy one. They're all buy one, get one free, so you can mix and match. So quite often with garden ready bedding, we do buy one, get one free of the same one.
Yeah.
Which can be wonderful. But actually, if you want a bit more variety in your garden, we listened to your feedback. We've actually got 4 different lots of winter bedding, all in the buy one, get one free mix and match. And that is, so you're going to get 20 plants for $9.99, but you could have, you know, maybe 10 violas, 10 of the Pansy Cool Wave, or 10 of the Pansy Matrix, 10 of the Sweet Williams. It's up to you.
I love that.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I love that. Okay, I love a Sweet William, first of all. I just think the fragrance you get from those is really gorgeous.
And the colours are really bright. A lot of winter colours are not quite as bright as those.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong with putting some pansies or violas in as well, can you?
No.
I quite like the Britannia mix, actually. I really like the colour
Only
combination.
quite like Bex?
Very much like. I really like.
Good.
Adore the colour combination that you get with the Britannia mix as well.
You don't have to really.
Do you know what? It doesn't matter which ones you put in. You could put all 4 in and have one tray of each of these, and then you've got all of them.
And I often think, particularly pansies, I'm joking, because they're all lovely, but you can mix and match different types of pansies and violas altogether. It just works.
It does.
Really
You don't need to worry about the colour
No, I
combinations,
don't think so. Not in winter, but we have got a fantastic selection. We are going to start with the ones that Bex quite like to put out doors.
You're so cheeky. Let's start with the Britannias, shall we? Now, what you've got in here is the sort of red, white and blue. It's not a bright red, but it is sort of that red, white and blue theme that we're following with this one. So it's a really good colour combination. Each of the colours makes the other one stand out beautifully. Large flowers you get on here as well. So and they stay nice and upright, don't they? They don't get too big. They don't sprawl. These get to about probably 20 by 20 centimetres. So these are fantastic for putting into window boxes or even the top of your hanging baskets.
And it does mean, with them being that little bit more compact on the shorter stems, it does mean that they're a lot more resilient to bad weather. So, you know, I always look out for this because I live in the country and sometimes, you know, the storms are horrific.
Yeah.
But these will withstand those high winds and
it's
lots
the
of rain.
matrix. So the matrix part of this, it's specifically bred to remain upright and be tolerant of that colder, wetter, you know, windier weather.
See, I'm thinking these are definitely on my list, just because of where I live.
Yeah.
You know, if you live in an exposed garden, or, you know, maybe last year your pansies didn't do that well because it was just too wet and windy, this is a really robust variety. Gorgeous, and they are big flowers, aren't they?
They are large pansy flowers that you get on there. Beautiful, bright colours. I love them.
Oh.
Do they smell nice?
Well, I don't have a good sense of smell. I'll be honest, I think the violas smell a bit more fragrance.
Yeah, I was smelling these the other day. They smell
There
really
is a
nice.
fragrance to those, but I think the violas are a bit more fragrant. But they are amazing, and as Bex was saying, shorter stems, more compact, more resilient to that bad... Actually, we might have a great winter, but I'm going to say to that bad winter weather. We don't want to...
We're just prepared for it, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Let's just get prepared.
We've got used to bad weather, but... I mean, I jest because you can get some lovely winter days, and that's why it's so important to make the most of your winter garden. Sometimes I love those crisp winter days when it's a little bit chilly, but the sun's shining.
I do, and if your garden is looking good and there's colour out there, it makes you go out into the garden. And the thing with all of these, the pansies, the violas, you know, they're going to need a little bit of deadheading. And if you've got that gorgeous colour, those beautiful bright days, you'd be happy to take your cup of tea outside.
Exactly
and
like
do a
I'm
little bit of
doing.
deadheading.
And just you walk around, don't you?
Just nip that off there.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's the best way to spend a day.
That's my gardening done.
All right, let's take you on to the Violet Teardrop. So again, garden ready, and in that buy one, get one free mix and match. Viola flowers, very similar to pansies, just that little bit smaller. But with this one, you get so many of them. It is a prolific flowerer. You get masses of these gorgeous, you know, daintier looking flowers. But these are great for sort of ground cover. They get to about 25 centimetres height, but they're going to spread by probably double that. So if you wanted to plant these in the ground, they'd be great at giving you the ground cover. But I think they'll work nicely in other locations as well. Hanging baskets, window boxes.
And do you know what? When you see them on mass there are so many adorable colours. You know, some are bi-colours, some are almost tricolours, some are just singles you can see there. But that mixture, and I mean, winters can, the garden can look a little bit grey, a little bit lighter. So when you've got, look at that, it's like a dance, isn't it?
It is.
It's amazing. Oh, that fills me with joy.
Definitely.
So I really like that, yeah. I love shopping, don't you? Yeah, right, so I'm definitely having those.
It's how we spend our time in the potting shed, is actually telling you about the plants, but also we're secretly putting together our own shopping lists.
I think they're really cute, and I just love saying there are so many different, there's purples and yellows and some mauves, so many different colours, and you do end up, because you do get lots and lots of these slightly smaller flowers en masse, you just end up with this carpet of colour that is joyous to me. That's the word I'd use, joyous.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely gorgeous. 401 232. And again, it is a buy one get one free mix and match, so you can have, if you want 2 lots of violas, I mean, I'm definitely getting 2 lots of those, you can do that, or you can mix them with some of the others, including the Sweet Williams that come up next.
Yeah, the beautiful Sweet Williams. One of my mum's favourite flowers, this actually.
Is it?
Yeah, she loves Sweet Williams. I'll have to ask her what it is. It must be fragrance, it must be maybe that bright, gorgeous colour, nice and easy to grow.
Maybe she had a boyfriend called William at one stage.
Maybe. Maybe I should ask her. No, I don't want to know.
No, put it down.
Morning, Mum, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Morning.
She started going, I remember William.
I remember William, he was lovely, he was.
But they are a beautiful, beautiful flower for the winter.
Really, really gorgeous. And again, another prolific flower. You get so many of them. You've got the single colours, but a lot of bi-colours included in there as well, which I just think adds that extra interest. They're loved by pollinators, so much so that they have the badge of perfect for pollinators that the RHS have given them. So definitely a great one for bringing into your gardens if you want to look after the pollinators over winter. They're flowering now and they'll keep flowering. All you have to do is just deadhead. Go out, give them a little deadhead occasionally, and that'll keep them flowering right the way through the winter. And
I always find they do grow quite neatly in general. They're quite nice, sort of like tight clumps. You can probably see that in the growth habit right now. And just a little bit of deadheading. You've got to get all of that lovely green foliage throughout the winter as well. And they are garden ready. We do a variety of plug plants, and some you need to grow on, but these, if your hanging baskets, your beds, your borders, your pots, your containers are looking a little bit tired right now, and your summer bedding has had its best days, which I think is fair to say for most of us it has.
Starting to go, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I was helping my mum with her garden yesterday, and you know what? Some of the pots looked quite nice. Some looked a little bit sad. So what we're doing, we're just working through them right now. I'm sure you're doing the same. And then we've still got one more to go, and it is probably the best performing pansy that we've ever come across, Pansy Cool Wave. And when we say best performing, it flowers for 10 months.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 months.
It absolutely can. It's one of our favourites. It's definitely one of your favourites. Actually, you're right, Stu's just saying, it's one of your favourites. You still buy it. We didn't have to put it in here because this always shows it sells incredibly well. But do you know what? This is the way we like to do things here at YGTV, give you the best deals possible. So you can get 10 of these. You could go for 20 if you want to, in a buy one, get one free. Whatever you put in your basket, the lowest price will be the free one. So if you're putting this in with a $9.99 one, it'll be the $9.99 one that's free. 10 months worth of colour, ridiculously winter hardy, can cope with -20 temperatures. It's really important to get these planted now, though, isn't it?
It really is. And I always give this advice because sometimes I have left a bit late with my winter bedding, particularly the pub garden that I look after. Sometimes I'll keep the summer bedding going, and then it'll get to like the first week in November. I'll go, right, I'll do the winter bedding now. And if you plant in November, it will survive the whole winter, but it won't really have enough chance to get going because there's not enough light around and it tends to be a bit cold. But if you're planting now, you can get a really great head start and it'll all be really nice established and will make your winter garden look fabulous. But it is, again, it's a buy one get one free, and the Pansy Cool Wave, they trail, they're one of the first pansies that were ever bred to trail, but when we say trail, they sort of gently cascade, as Bex was saying. But
that though, that's not unlike what you were, that's exactly what you can create. If you put them into hanging baskets, you can get a ball of colour like that. And I remember you said, when they first came out, you looked at that and were like, there's no way that's going to work.
Yeah, I just thought it was maybe like a one-off, do you know what I mean? But no, mine grew like that. Yeah. And they really did. And when we say that they flower for 10 months, they tend to die down in July and August. But if you want to, you can keep them going. They are perennials. I mean, you might want to just throw them away when they go over in the height of summer. But if you want to keep them, just chop them back, put them in a slightly shady area, then start feeding in the autumn, and they will come back beautifully. Right. Don't forget, right, you are absolutely loving our deal of the week. It's a brand new deal of the week, so only available for a very short amount of time, and it is the Philadelphia Snowbell. Now remember, if you want the most exquisite scent in your garden, this is commonly known as the mock orange, and it has the most amazing citrus fragrance. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if you had a candle smelling of this, or if you had essential oil smelling of this, you would love them. But you can have this fragrance in your garden. On top of that, the flowers are just so beautiful. It's an amazing. I mean, to get 3 of them, they're normally £10 each. For this week only, it is our deal of the week, but it is going really quickly. 510 522 for the Philadelphia Snowbell. That is such a good deal.
I love that. And do you know what? You can enjoy this not just in your garden, but once this gets established and grows, remember it's going to get 3-4 feet height and spread. You can actually cut stems off this and bring those into your home and just fill your home with that gorgeous scent.
And if you're thinking, do I need 3? So many garden designers, they plant in 3s, and it really works. Yeah. So have those, 3 in pots grouped together initially, or 3 in your border, and just spread along. It really works.
I might get those.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're on a budget today, but £7.9.
I might get those.
I think the hubby will allow you to spend that, don't you?
I don't think he'll care.
He won't know.
No, he won't even notice.
He doesn't watch anyway, does he?
No.
Like mine. My other half doesn't either. My mum does.
Morning, Cara.
Yeah, morning, Mum. She's got a busy day today.
Has she?
Yes.
What's she doing today?
She's got a carer for an hour, then she's got the cleaner for an hour, and then she's got a lady from Age Concern for an hour. Yeah.
That's a busy day.
It's a busy day for Mum, bless her.
Very busy day.
Then she's got me pop around in the evening. Right, we're going to move on, though, too. You've loved this as well. Neither of us have ever grown these. It's the Heliopsis. Let us know if you have got this. Maybe you bought it from us last year. And Bex and I were talking about colour in the garden right now, because we're dreading the clocks changing at the end of October. Yeah. So what can you get in your garden right now that looks great? And we walked on the nursery with Stu did, and these stood out. These are in their prime in September.
Yeah, well, they do start in summer, so sort of July August time. Yeah, these are going to start flowering for you, but they will keep going right the way through to now, which is the important thing here. It's not just about those beautiful bright flowers, though, which are incredible, but it's the backdrop of that foliage that makes them stand out even more. They would look great if it was, a mid-green foliage, but they look so much better because you've got that lovely, moody, dark foliage going on there as well.
And I think the plants that keep going, you really appreciate. When other plants have kind of gone over, I was chopping off the dead hollyhocks yesterday. They were great, but all the hollyhocks had gone over. The lupins disappeared about 3 months ago. But plants that have really given you that colour towards the end of summer into autumn, you do appreciate them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's stunning.
Last couple of weeks, we brought the echinacea, the orange papillo.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
And we brought the rudbeckia. Now, if you got those, please add this in and plant them near them, because you've got the yellow of the rudbeckia, you've got the orange of that echinacea, and you've got both of those colours in the glorious shades that you've got with the Heliopsis. Those 3 things together, I think, will create it would look like a cottage garden just in that little spot that you get.
But I'm thinking even having some of my geranium roseanne in front of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That lovely purpley blue colour.
It might, I don't know. Could work.
No, it would absolutely work.
But I think the flowers on these are just magnificent, aren't they? So many different colours of oranges and ochres there. Really pretty. And as we said, the pollinators. Those late pollinators will absolutely love these. I think you can often tell, just look at a flower, when you've got that sort of centre that looks a bit like cone-like, the pollinators are going to be drawn by these. But you are going to get all 3 today. You are saving £15, 561 215. Now, still to come, by the way, we have got lots of bulbs that are on a 3 for 2 offer. Now, we've been doing this past few weeks, but what we're doing is changing the bulbs. So We had a mixed pack of Narcissus the other week that had the Rip Van Winkle in it, and you'll love that. So you've actually got those today by themselves, and they're extraordinary. That Carnival Denise tulip is lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful bicoloured tulip. You've got the tricolour crocus in there as well. We've got the anemone in there, and we've got the Narcissus quail included. It's a 3 for 2, so you just need to choose which 3 you want. One of them will be free.
I think that's probably the most exotic, exciting lineup we've had. Don't you? When you see that there, there's some really exciting ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm definitely buying from those today, and it is a 3 for 2, so they are still coming up. And don't forget, if you want to be part of the show, maybe you just joined us, you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. You can be part of the group chat on Facebook and YouTube. And your free gift today, if you're wondering, with every single order, you will get your blooming fast. And do you know, don't just dismiss this. We actually, at the garden club that I run, Peter, who's our head gardener, was very kind last year. He gave out a sample of this to all the members.
He did, yeah.
And, I mean, the members were very grateful. Don't get me wrong. They were like, oh, that's lovely. But when they made it up and they realised that they actually had 100 litres, it was like, oh, wow, that was incredible. Because a lot of them have been buying ready-made plant food in the plastic containers. You know, you can buy a litre of ready-made plant food, a lot of water in there, and some good things as well. But if you make your own, this will make 100 litres. That's about between, depending on the size of watering can, between 10 and 20 full-size watering cans. And it is a brilliant plant food. My mum's got a rubber plant that was looking a little bit tired, and I said, when was the last time you fed it? And it was like, I don't remember. I remember feeding it in my other house 4 years ago. So great for your house plants as well, don't forget.
Yeah, definitely. It's high in NPK, got all the trace elements. It's the vitamin pill that your plants need. And it's free today, worth £4.99 in your basket, as long as you enter the code YGTV3924. That will put your free gift in there, but it'll also unlock the savings and the 3 for 2s and the buy one, get ones that we've been talking about.
And I mean, in terms of sell by date, it's not like food. There's no sell by date on there. But last year, when we did this as a free gift, I stockpiled. I ended up with like about a dozen packets. But it keeps, you know, unopened, that will keep. And if you're not going to use it all now, you can use it next springtime as well.
Absolutely.
Your winter bedding will need a little bit of feeding, of course, out those winter ones. Right, we have got now a gorgeous, oh my word, I've just seen the price.
Yeah.
Right, a gorgeous twin pack of hydrangeas for under £20. Now, it has been the year of the hydrangea, hasn't it? I mean, I think you'll agree. Hydrangeas have looked magnificent this year, and I think they really... With climate change, certain things are coping well, some aren't, and hydrangeas, they love a moist soil. So these hydrangeas will probably do amazing next year with the new wet climate. But you went on nursery and saw these, didn't you?
I did. It was a little while ago, but yeah. Let's have a little look. They were in flower. Let's have a little look at me in the nursery looking at the hydrangea. So here I am at the nursery, and this is the hydrangea, the serrata, the euphoria pink, and it is one of the most dazzling varieties of hydrangea. You've got gorgeous pink flowers on here, but it's offset perfectly by the dazzling variegated foliage. You've got creams, you've got greens, and that new foliage that comes through is a beautiful pink colour. Now, this is actually an award winner because last year at the Royal Horticultural Society Chelsea Flower Show, this was runner-up. This got second place, which is an absolutely amazing accolade to have. One thing to remember with this hydrangea is it actually flowers on last year's growth. So do bear that in mind when you are trimming and pruning. But it's a beautifully compact variety, perfect if you want to put these into borders. But it would work great in a pot as well, because this shouldn't get any bigger than about 1 metre by 1 metre. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think you should have it in your garden.
Now, that was in June.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, that feels like ages ago. Wasn't that?
It
Not
was.
Really?
June, July, August, September, yeah, it was. We're nearly into October. So you've got an idea of the flowers, but look at the foliage on the serrata. I mean, if I didn't know this was hydrangea, I mean, I'd be thinking, what is that plant? Because you do not normally expect hydrangeas to have leaves as beautiful as these. But when it flowers, the the way that the flowers kind of marry the look of the leaves, they looked so impressive, didn't they?
So impressive, yeah, because you get the tri-colours going on. Well, probably even more than that with the shades, but you've got the lovely creamy variegated edges, you've got the lovely greens in there, but wow, look at the pinks and the bright colours you're getting on here.
So even though it's already flowered, there's still plenty to look at.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible. So out of all the plants in my garden this last year, I thought, do you know what, I want more hydrangeas. I just can't get enough of them.
I completely agree, and this is a fantastic one. It did actually win an award. It was RHS, the Royal Horticultural Society Plant of the Year runner-up at the Chelsea Flower Show in 2023. So I'm all right with that.
At Chelsea, I mean, if you get shortlisted to the final 10, you're happy, very happy.
Number 2 is an absolutely fantastic spot to have.
Yeah,
so,
you're not disappointed, no.
Totally beautiful. You can see why though, can't you? Because this has got that variegated foliage on there, which you just don't see on hydrangeas. It is beautiful. You can plant it into borders, stays nice and compact. So probably it's only going to get to about 3 feet height and a couple of feet spread. So actually, if you wanted to keep these in pots, these would be beautiful. I think we've got some twin packs on pots, haven't we, that would work nicely with these.
Sorry, I'm trying to think.
You're mesmerised, aren't you?
No, I was trying to think what won that year. Was it the Cosmos?
No, it was the Agapanthus Blackjack.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Blackjack, Agapanthus.
Oh, well, fair enough, but I think I'd have given this first.
I would have given this first, to be honest with you.
I think I would. I mean, that is a great
Flowers.
Agapanthus, but no, I think this is stunning.
It's totally winter hardy, by the way, can cope with minus temperatures, no issues with this at all. It's going to be best probably in a part shade position. Full sun, it'll be okay, but you might just get a little bit of leaf scorch on it. So I would definitely look for a dappled shade or a part shade position for the hydrangea, but I would say that probably about most hydrangeas.
And like all hydrangeas, it does not want to dry out. It does not like being dry.
If you're keeping it in pots, do keep an eye on that, but same in borders, you need to keep an eye on it in the borders as well.
If you do have it in a pot and you underwater it will quickly let you know, literally within a few hours of being dry, it will droop. I mean, you can revive them, but it does like that moist environment all the time. It is a stunning variety, though, isn't it? It doesn't get too big.
No, not too big at all. Nice and compact. So really good if you've got the smaller gardens. Great if you've got bigger gardens as well in those mixed borders.
I think I'm going to make a purchase.
Are you?
I am.
Don't know what you're planting, now you can do some more.
Yeah, and I've got room.
There we go.
And do you know what? I am getting rid of a few things as well, and moving. You know, it's a good time of year. Take stock of your garden. What things maybe don't you like? What things have maybe had their day?
And what didn't work this year? It's time to have a rethink.
Yeah, it's a really good time to kind of assess what's worked, what hasn't worked, what you need more of, what you need less of, and I know that I need more hydrangeas. And at that price, 2 of these, I mean, they're really big, they're in the 13 centimetre pots, and get them now, get them established. Next year they will be absolutely glorious. I think you should get a lot of flowers next year.
Yeah, really definitely. Do. And don't forget that there is a club that you can join, because you might be looking and seeing there's 2 prices on the screen. We want the yellow price because it's lower.
Of course we do.
The way that you get that yellow price is by joining the club. We've got over 45,000 members of the club right now, and they can't all be wrong, can they? You'll get an extra 10% discount, and you can start that from today. When you place your order, there's a little box, and you tick it, and you say, yes, I want to be a club member, and that will give you a 10% today.
And do you know, at £5 for the year, and it is an auto-renewal, but you can cancel at the end of 12 months. Just put a note in your diary if you're not happy. But I cannot imagine why you would not join the club, because you are also going to get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers, and there's not lots of T's and C's with those.
No.
There's a few. I mean, you can't use them all in one go. You've got to use them in separate orders, but it's not like there's a minimum spend or anything like that.
No, and ignore the dates on them. When you get those vouchers, it'll tell you certain dates that you can use them. Ignore that. You can use them at any time, just as Shaun said, on separate orders. If you want to spend your £20 worth of vouchers in one day across 4 different orders, you absolutely can.
Yeah, but honestly, it's the best club that we've ever joined. And £5 is nothing to pay when you get all of those benefits and savings. We do get new members joining every show, every live stream. But do it now, and you can save money on your first order today. But good morning.
Hello.
Hope you're all right. It's a bit wet outside.
It's going to brighten up for a few hours, apparently, and then it's going to get wet again later.
But have you seen the weather for the weekend?
Is it looking good?
It's gorgeous. Yeah, like it's perfect autumnal weather at the weekend. Well, it is where we live anyway. 2 days of full sunshine. So it is important to enjoy your gardens even in September. I will let you into a secret. I'm wearing the same outfit as last week because I put my clothes outside and there was a leak through the greenhouse outside and they all got wet. so that's right. This was the only one that wasn't wet. So right, we've got loads watching. The garden readies are going absolutely crazy. Let's give you a few quick reminders if we can. So these are, remember, it's a mix and match. Loads of you going for the Danthus Gem. Beautiful, bright colours. You've got red, you've got pinks, and they're really strong colours. And a lot of winter bedding. Well, you want all winter bedding to really stand out, don't you, on those grey days? And these certainly will. And you are getting 10 garden ready, but you can get another 10 absolutely free. Nice and compact. Fully winter hardy, 401179. Now, the ones that I am definitely going to buy are the Viola Teardrops. Oh my word, these are stunning. I said it's like a little dance, this, a little party, because you've got all of these gorgeous little faces, different colours. You've got purples and yellows and mauves, and you've got gorgeous kind of magentas, all sorts of different colours. But these really do flower profusely. You get thousands of flowers, no doubt, over the seasons. They're nice and compact, and they're just gonna, I look at those, they just make me smile. There are so many gorgeous individual faces, and again, they're garden ready, and it's a buy one, get one free mix and match. That is really good, isn't it? A buy one, get one free. That's amazing value. 401232. And then we brought you, I'm laughing, this is one that Bex quite likes, but now I don't.
Oh, he loves taking the mickey, doesn't he, eh?
The thing is, let's be honest, you always have something you prefer more than others, but they are all lovely, aren't they?
They are all lovely. It's hard to choose between all of those, to be honest with you. If you've got room for them, I would get all 4 of them, because 2 of them are going to be free anyway.
But the benefit of the Matrix, there are some real reasons to go for the Matrix, because as a pansy, it's quite compact, so shorter stems, bigger flowers, so it does make it a lot more weather resistant. So if it is a windy day, if it is quite rainy certain winter days, it just stands up really well to bad winter weather. So that's a really good reason to go for it as well. At 410009 for the Pansy Matrix Britannia. And then actually, look, one that I would recommend to absolutely everybody, and what I do with this one, and just a little few tips in terms of planting, I tend to put the more upright geraniums sometimes in the middle of the pot, like the Matrix, and then the cool wave around the edge, because the cool waves, they are a little bit more gentle in their habitat. So they tumble, they cascade, they really look fantastic over the edge of pots and baskets. So you can put them all in a basket and you get that look there, but you might want to mix and match them with something like the Matrix and then put these around the edge, and they will just soften the edge of a basket or a pot or container. But they're amazing. They flower for 10 months of the year. They just die down in summer. They're like me, they don't like too much heat. So July and August, they probably look a little bit sad. But if you want to keep them going, just chop them right back, put them in a slightly shady area, and they would come back the following autumn. 40967. They are a little bit more expensive, the cool wave, compared to the others, but if you were to mix and match, you'd get the other one free at $9.99. So you pay the highest price you'd pay, the $14.99, but the other one would be free. Now we have got a question.
Yes, it's on Facebook apparently.
Daniel Tarquin.
Hello, Dan.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he hasn't been here for a while.
Yeah, I think he's. I think he presents on a craft channel.
You might do. We've seen him in here a couple of times as well. You might remember Dan. So apparently he's got a gardening etiquette question.
Here
we go.
So his neighbours have got a pear tree overhanging his patio, and when the fruit goes over and comes off, it falls and splats.
Yeah.
Makes his patio really nasty and slippery. I mean, he's at an age where he has to be careful, I know that much. So what's he asking? What does he do? Does he have to ask
permission, or can he just crack on?
Legally, I think he is allowed to take anything over your fence. You're allowed to cut back, but
you have to give the cuttings back.
That's right.
So anything you cut, you have to give to them. But do you know what? We all just need to make friends and ask first.
Yeah.
So ask first, explain the situation. Is it okay if I trim this bit? Do you mind?
Yeah, I think.
And then see what happens.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks, Dan. I mean, I don't really wanted the answer to that question.
I don't think you really wanted it.
No, I don't think. But But no, it isn't something. There's always that problem with neighbours, isn't it? When they've got things that are encroaching on your garden.
No, the rules are if it crosses your border, you are allowed to chop it back to the border, but you have to offer the cuttings back to your neighbour. Yeah. But it's always best just to make friends with your neighbour and have that conversation
You'd
first.
hope the neighbour did want the cuttings because it stops you having to fill up the green bin, doesn't it? Yeah. So thank you, Dan, for that question. And I hope everything's good in the craft world.
Me too.
Right, we've got some amazing brand new spring flowering bulbs. These are all brand new for today's show.
Indeed.
I'm just looking.
You want all of them, don't you?
I definitely want the Rip Van Winkle, which is that stunning daffodil narcissus. And I love the Carnival Denise.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And I know, Bex, you grew a lot of tulips last year, but you didn't grow that one, did you?
I did, yeah. I'm so annoyed. I grew loads of different varieties of tulips, and I did not have this one in, so I'm quite excited about this one.
To be fair, you grew some amazing tulips.
Oh, there were some beautiful ones.
But that one, I've definitely got my eye on that. In fact, Mum, if you're watching, because Mum loves red and white, because you can see it with her eyesight. Yeah, let's plant those for Mum's hanging baskets this year in the centre. Right, we're going to start though.
Crocus tricolour.
Yeah.
Love this one. So you don't have to choose which one you like because we've had the blue, we've had the yellow. Don't bother choosing, just get this because you're getting all of those beautiful colours in here. And of course, crocus is the earliest flowering, isn't it? Or certainly one of the earliest. It's hot on the heels of the snowdrops. In February, these can be poking through the ground, giving you that joy that you need. Nice and low growing. Put them in loads of places. You could put them in bright sunshine, but they'll also work beautifully under planting in shade, under trees and under bushes and things.
And I just think, we've had some gorgeous crocus recently, but the tricolour, when you look at the three colours of that lovely orangey centre and the white and that sort of like mauvey purple, they are fantastic.
Stunning, aren't they?
You know, February, I think, is probably one of the worst months of the year. You know, February can actually be the coldest month of the year in the UK. Generally speaking, it'd be colder than January. So when the crocus come through, just after those snowdrops, they're really one of the first bulbs to flower that show true colour. And it is amazing. I mean, I grew a lot of crocus last year. One little tip I'm going to give, and I gave it last week. We had a really wet February last year, and crocus do not stand up really well to torrential rain, but they will grow really well under sheltered areas, like under trees and shrubs. So if you didn't have a great success with crocus last year, put them around your shrubs and under trees and things like that, and they'll do really nicely, and that gives them a little bit of protection. But they will come back every year. And I was like crocus today, they're dead easy to plant, only small bulbs. So
yeah, that's what I just wanted to pick the bag up to show you. They're not massive bulbs at all. So that means you don't need to plant them too deep. You can use your finger mostly as a dibber, can't you? Yeah. Just finger dibber and then plonk these into the hole. Hopefully pointy side up, but don't worry too much. Nature finds a way, it'll right itself. It won't take long. If you're going for 3 of those and you're getting 90 bulbs, that might initially get, 90 of those to plant out. It really won't take long to do at all because they're really simple and easy to plant.
And they can look great in grass. A lot of people have them in their lawns or outside. If you've got maybe a grass verge just outside your home, that could look amazing. But I think they look really good in pots and hanging baskets because they are compact, they are neat, they're small. And actually, the foliage on a crocus doesn't get annoying. So with all bulbs, you're supposed to let them pretty much die down. You don't want to be chopping all the foliage off because the bulb doesn't get refed, but the foliage on crocus is not too annoying. So
it really isn't. It dies down beautifully and it naturalises and spreads, which is a brilliant thing for crocus, isn't it?
I love them. I think that's been my favourite crocus so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But they're wonderful.
I just like you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose which one. You can get it all in one.
And if you haven't got time to plant in the next few weeks, don't forget with bulbs, just keep them in a cool, dry place. I've planted bulbs. I've actually planted them in December before, but you really want to plant crocus September, October if you can, but it's not the end of the world if you don't plant them straight away. Now, come on. Well, I mean, if I was a tulip, I would want to look like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Stunning
That's
tulip
a head
variety.
turner.
It's the Carnival of Nice. What a beautiful, beautiful flower here. It's not your standard tulip cup shape, is it? And I quite like that. Oh, my word. Look at that. Yeah, that one, please. You want those in your garden, don't you?
Absolutely. Do you know, that makes me, honestly, that makes me have like a little tingle looking at those, if you know.
Definitely.
It's like, they just take your breath away.
Excellent quality bulbs, look. I'm just having a little squeeze. Nothing squishy. Those are really big, healthy, you know.
They are, aren't they?
Premium quality bulbs right there. Planting instructions are on there, but again, it's super easy. 2 to 3 times the depth of the height of the bulb, and just watch and wait for next year, because that's going to be amazing.
So I'm just imagining, Mike, this is what's going to happen at home. So you're going to have these in your pots and containers, and people, you know, if you got them say in the front of your garden pots, and people are going to walk past them, they are going to go. They are though, aren't they? It's like they just are breathtaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I just cannot wait to order those. I'm going to go for 3 lots of those. So 45 bulbs.
45
and
bulbs.
I had a bit of tulip envy last year. Bex grew a lot of tulips. I didn't. I grew a lot of crocus. Quite a few. I grew loads of daffodils, and you didn't grow daffodils.
I did not grow the daffodils.
But it did.
I'm smiling. It's lovely that I make you jealous of something, because your garden is so amazing. So occasionally it's quite nice when I get a win.
Was
good, wasn't it?
It was really good.
I needed this one, though.
And I just loved it. What you bought lots of pots from YouGarden. Got some great pots coming up, but you just did them all in pots.
Yeah.
All grouped together, and it just made the most amazing display. But I definitely want those this year.
Yeah, I hope you're going for those. Stu's saying this is going to be the most popular, and I think he might be right. Out of the 3 for 2 mix and match, this could be the most popular of this week.
So I don't remember this last year, and I would have.
I don't remember it last year.
We would have remembered.
I've definitely had it at some point. Maybe it was on a QVC show, but I don't remember this one last year, because I would have bought it.
Yeah, because when the show plan came to early on in the week, I thought I just didn't know this one. And you would not forget Carnival Denise, would you? You would not. So grab that, because I know, and this is the absolute truth, there is a bit of a shortage of bulbs this year. A lot of because it was very wet across Europe, a lot of the main breeders for bulbs, they had bad harvests, really bad harvests. Yeah. So, you know, you've probably noticed that there's not a huge amount of bulbs around this year, and things are selling out. We've had some sellouts that we can't get back. So get those today. I know I'm not going to mess around. I'll be ordering mine straight after the show. Right. Grimmy sent in a question. We will get to that. We're still on our Carnival Denise bit, but we are going to move on to the Rip Van Winkle. Now we had this in a mixed variety of narcissus over the last few weeks, but a lot of you have a message saying, "Oh, we would love if it was possible to get the Rip Van Winkle by itself." So we have got it right now. 25 bulbs again for $9.99. I mean, I always love trying new things. I don't want to have the same bulbs every year. This is spectacular.
It is. I adore this one. It's a daffodil. First of all, can I just put that out there? It's a daffodil. You wouldn't instantly think that, would you? I love it. I think it's really unusual. You
sort of know, but it's like so much more exotic.
It's so much more exotic. It's like a starburst or a sunburst. I adore it. It's unique. It's stunning. It's definitely a bit different, and it is one of the smaller ones as well. So it's part of the the dwarf varieties. Like so about 15 centimetres maximum we're talking on here. These are going to get to. So I always say this with the shorter daffodils. There's so many more places you can plant them than the taller ones. The shorter ones, if we do have any of those really windy days, they're not going to blow over like the taller ones will do. But you can put these in the top of your hanging baskets. You could put them into window boxes, into rockeries. You know, those places where you wouldn't put the taller ones. These can go as well.
And I often think, and I mean, I'll just stay there. You're not going to go, are you? But some of the pots that we've got coming up like this, I think if you had full-size daffodils, they'd just be, you know, imagine a daffodil get about that sort of height.
Too much, isn't it?
Yeah,
too tall.
I mean, it'd look okay. But more compact ones with maybe just something in the centre is going to be far better, isn't it, aesthetically? And they're just, I mean, they're amazing. I haven't seen those anywhere else apart from YouGarden.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
No?
I don't think I have either. I'll have to have a look now.
But anyway, if they are anywhere else, would they be our price? I very much doubt it.
Well, look, get these planted because they will naturalise as well. Daffodils are well known to be prolific at sort of naturalising and long-lasting as well, you know. There's some that will come back for a few years, but daffodils, these, you know, these are known to come back for decades, to be honest with you.
I think when you look at bulbs, which ones are more likely to come back and naturalise? Daffodils, yes.
Daffodils, definitely.
Yeah. Right, anemones next, one of my mum's favourites.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, she funny enough, she has got them in her current garden, which she had loads in the last garden. They're a very pretty flower.
They're very pretty because they're sort of poppy-like,
yeah,
aren't they?
they're quite compact.
Yeah, they stay nice and short. We're only talking maybe 25, 30 centimetres in height, and they have that gorgeous poppy-like feel to them.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Very vibrant colours here. It's a woodland flowering bulb, so we're talking about sort of, you know, it can cope with those part shady areas. It's not going to be a problem. Lovely kind of velvety flowers, bright colours on here, and another one that will naturalise quite happily as well, so you'll have them in your garden for years to come. I think en masse these are going to look great too.
They are funny looking things, by the way.
Yeah, these are the ones that look like rabbit droppings.
Yeah, I mean, so when you just don't go, what have Shaun and Bex sent me? What are these? They are, but you know, that is what they look like. There's nothing wrong with that. So, because
I'd say it is amazing, though, isn't it, with bulbs? How something so, you know, seemingly not pretty turns into something so stunningly gorgeous.
But they really are so pretty, and you're right, they do look like poppies. I really like the foliage within enemies.
Oh yeah,
it's quite sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not grown them. I might get some of those.
They're really nice, really nice. And then finally we have got another brand new one.
Yeah, the quail.
Yes.
So Narcissus quail that we've got here. This one is a sort of shorter one. It's not one of the big, tall, 50 centimetre ones. Going to get to maybe about 20, 25 centimetres in height.
It's like mid-size, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, mid-size. I love it because it looks like a classic daffodil to me. You've got that lovely trumpet on there, and it's the bright yellow colour.
And you need a bit of classic, don't you?
You need a bit of classic. It's award-winning. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's a total proven performer for your gardens. And you will get multiple flowers per stem here. And it can get up to about 4.
And that is what makes it stand out.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to get that one single flower, you can get several on the same stems. And I think that looks, I mean, you can see that looks so pretty, doesn't it?
It really does. And typically
you're
supposed to get more scent from this than others as well. So, yeah, if you like the idea of having scented daffodils.
But I love, so when you see that image there, I just love the fact you are getting several flowers on the one stem, not just a single one. I think that makes it look really pretty. And again, great for pots and containers and hanging baskets, sort of mid-size, this one. So I think that's on the list as well.
Lovely for cut flowers. We do like a daff, don't we, indoors?
Oh, we do.
Particularly at that time of year. We've got over the hump of winter. The days are starting to get a little bit brighter. Yeah, by March and April, we're starting to think,
when the daffs flower, spring is pretty much here.
Absolutely. It's exciting times.
Yeah. Do you know what? I want all of them bulbs today. I do.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's 3 for 2, so...
So you get 2 of one.
So I want them all.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking, because you want to get 6 packets, don't you, to be able to make the most of the 3 for 2. So you're going to have to pick one that you're going to get 2 of.
I'll be honest, I might not go for the anemones, only because I've grown those before, and I do like them, but I would definitely want the crocus, definitely want...
The tulips.
The tulips.
Big order from Sean Ryan today. Yeah. Big order.
I'm going to make a real effort with bulbs this year. I was pretty good last year, but... by the way, just a few little things that we need to talk about. If you didn't have great success with bulbs last year, drainage. That is so important. Bulbs hate to be soaking wet all the time. They'll just go rotten. So if you are planting in pots and containers, make sure there's loads of good drainage. You might even want to mix in a bit of grit this year as well. A lot of people top dress the pots with grit as well. It's another great little tip. But make sure wherever you plant your bulbs, they get really good drainage. None of these would want to be soaking wet for the whole of winter. They would just rot away. So do bear that in mind. But we have got something to really give them the best start possible. This is definitely worth getting. And it's a bulb starter fertiliser that has got root grow in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that you need to give your bulbs the absolute best start, whether it's in containers or whether it's in the ground. It's got all of the ingredients that you need to really kind of beneficially improve the contents within the soil. It improves the microorganisms that are in there. It's got the mycorrhizal in there. We know how good that is at helping to establish roots and things, and this has got all of that. It's the perfect blend of bioactive components for better bulbs, as you can read on there. And it's a big 500-gram bag as well.
I was going to say a little bit goes a long way. You get full instructions on there as well.
Yeah, I was just reading the instructions. So 5 to 10 grams for small bulbs and corms, 10 to 20 grams for any large bulbs or tubers. 1 palmful is approximately 10 grams. So all you have to do is place the bulb starter into the base of the planting hole, plant directly onto product, backfill and water. Dead easy to do, and all the ingredients, all the instructions are on there.
So I do think if you're quite new to bulb growing, or maybe you've not had success in the past, that is definitely something to go for. But do remember, drainage. That is so important.
Yeah.
Right. Good morning, by the way. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to remind you of everything we've seen so far. We are going to have a busy show, by the looks of things. But also, we are going to read out your messages in a few moments' time, because I know loads of messages coming in. If you do want to message, don't forget you can be part of the group chat on YouTube, Facebook. But if you want to send in pictures, because we love having a nose at your garden, we really do. YGTV@yougarden.com. But let's remind you and some of the items we've seen, some of the great plants and bulbs we've seen. So this was the Heliopsis, so really good for getting that late summer flower. It starts in about July, but the flowering season of this does extend into September and October. Some people call it a full sunflower. It looks a little bit like that, but look at the colours on these absolutely gorgeous flowers. Loads of like oranges and ochres and yellows. And then that is paired with the most beautiful burgundy foliage. Quite compact, so it'll go to about 60 centimetres or so, form nice clumps. And they are a perennial that will come back every single year. 561215. Now we have got the most amazing deal of the week. How does it go home? Deal of the week. That was a lovely harmony that Stu did with me in my ear there. Right, so this is the Philadelphia Snowbell. If you are looking for one of the most beautiful scented plants in your garden, it honestly does not get finer than this. This is often called mock orange because the fragrance is like a lovely, sweet, citrusy orange. The flowers are divine. They're beautiful. They're pure white on this one, and you get a mass of them round about June time. So it's a stunning, stunning plant. To have in your garden is going to be quite magical. You're actually going to have 3 of these. So they will grow well in pots. So if you think about pots, we've got some great ones coming up on the show, but they look magnificent in your borders as well. $7.49 is the most ridiculous price on that one. I'll be honest, our deal of the weeks are really popular now, really popular. A lot of you watch out for them. Only available for that limited period, 5, 10, 5, 2, 2. Then we brought you some amazing winter bedding. So it's a buy one, get one free, but you can mix and match. We've got 4 different ones on the show, but again, you need to use the code YGTV3924. So these are the teardrops. They are delightful. I described these as a little party, a little dance earlier, because you've got so many wonderful colours and little faces. I mean, look at that. To me, that is magical. Isn't that gorgeous? So easy to grow as well, fully winter hardy, down to about -20, maybe even more. They'll tolerate frost, snow. They'll tolerate high winds and things like that. They just bounce back. They've got amazing resistance, and they are lovely anywhere in your winter garden, pretty much. But remember, the flowers are slightly smaller than a pansy on a viola, but you get a lot more of them, generally speaking. It's a lovely mixture, that. Yeah, definitely going to go for those. And then we've got the dianthus. Again, these are going to flower through those I keep saying awful winter months. It may be a lovely winter, we don't know. But yeah, they'll give you that bright colour just when you need it. Really nice and compact, lovely colours on this gem collection. Lots of like quite strong colours, really strong pinks, like cerise pinks and reds and whites there. So a real mixture, and you are going to get 10 all garden ready to put in your containers right now. I mean, if your pots are really looking a little bit sad, and they tend to at the end of September, you can revamp them pretty much instantly. And again, it's a buy one, get one free, but it is a mix and match. Then we brought you now a good choice of pansy if you maybe have struggled with pansies in the past, maybe they've got damaged by too much wind, maybe too much rain. So this is the matrix. It's a more compact pansy. So it's only going to go about, the stems are short, so maximum about 15-20 centimetres on this one. Big faces, so compared to the violas, these are a lot bigger flowers on the matrix variety. And Again, they are going to flower pretty much all winter long. So well, they're flowering now, and these will take you right the way into summer. 410009. They're called Britannia because it's kind of like red, white, and blue, but I'll be honest, the red it's a deeper red, and that is 410009. And then love the Panzer Cool Waves. Now these are garden ready, and it is a buy one get one free. Now these are a little bit more expensive than the others, but you'd only pay the $14.99, and if you mixed it with one of the $9.99s, the $9.99 would be the free one. This is a lovely pansy if you need something that trails and cascades. So it does tumble out of pots and containers beautifully. It's great to have around the edge of a pot. So it's not upright, remember, it's something that trails and cascades. So great for the edge of pots, but looks, I mean, that basket all full of Panzer Cool Wave really, really works. But these flower 10 months of the year. So they'll flower from now all the way through to probably end of June, and then they tend to die back in July and August. They're the only months that we say they don't really flower. 400,967 for the Panzer Cool Wave. Amazing breeding in those. And then, love these. These are definitely on my list. It is this incredible hydrangea serrata. Now, a lot of us had hydrangea envy this year. It was a really magnificent year for hydrangeas. I saw some of those beautiful hydrangeas ever summer 2024, and that's because I think they really did well in the slightly wetter climate that we seem to be getting. They love moisture, they love a moist environment, they don't like to dry out, and let's be honest, they had very little chance of drying out this summer, so they actually did really well. And this one has got lovely variegated foliage where you get greens and creams and pinks, not too tall growing, so relatively compact, but a beauty. And what I really think is, out of all the hydrangeas we've had on YouGarden, when these are finished flowering, they still look really good because of the foliage. So they really do stand out, and that's definitely on my list today. 511545. Plant them now and you should get some amazing blooms next year. Then we've got some brand new bulbs for you today that are a buy one get one free. Now, if I had to have a favourite today, Carnival Denise is definitely my favourite. Has this been the viewers' favourite, Stu? Yeah, it's been, look, I mean, I said earlier, if I was a tulip, I'd want to look like that, wouldn't you? If you're going to plant tulips that turn heads, Carnival Denise will turn heads. I mean, she is just absolutely stunning. Brand new, I mean, I don't remember this one last year, so I'm going to say brand new on YouGarden TV. You might just want to go for 3 bags of those. I mean, I just think she's so beautiful, she does not want anything near her. She doesn't need to be mixed in with other bulbs. I just think that the Carnival Denise, by herself in pots, is going to look absolutely amazing. I mean, I think that image says it all, doesn't it? You know, do what you want. There are no rules in gardening, but I think that looks fabulous by itself. 600,033, really busy though. And there is a bit of a shortage of tulips this year. Do bear that in mind. So, you know, don't leave it too long. Get those in your basket and check out as soon as you can. 600,033. Then we brought you another beautiful one, and it is the crocus tricolour. We've had some lovely crocuses, we really have. But these are the tricolour because you've got gorgeous sort of like yolk-coloured centres, and then bleeding into like the pale blue, and then tipped with that fabulous, like a mauvey purple. I mean, it's just stunning, aren't they? And I always think crocus are one of the most important bulbs to have in your spring garden. They are the first to flower pretty much after the snowdrops. 600,076. Now, also available today, we have got the hyacinth blue. Now, again, if you're looking for fragrance, hyacinth's one of the most fragrant bulbs that you could ever grow. I'm going to give you a little tip with the hyacinth. If you are growing them in pots, because I made this mistake last year, I did grow hyacinths last year, and I think I had my compost level a bit high. So when the hyacinths grew, they tended to get a bit top heavy and just bend over. So this year I'm going to plant them slightly lower so they get a bit more support with the edge of the pot. But they're lovely, they really are, and they are one of the most fragrant bulbs that you can ever plant. 600,107. 999. And then also on my list today is a Rip Van Wink. I bet these have been popular as well. 25 bulbs, really compact these. They're not going to go too tall, but they are really, I think you'll agree, spectacular narcissus, aren't they? I mean, you wouldn't really instantly recognise those as being from the daffodil family, but they are, but they've just been meticulously bred to be that a little bit more exciting. Really spectacular. We've done them before, but only in a mixed bulb collection. So if you want them by themselves, you're going to get 25 bulbs, amazing quality, at $9.99, 600 092. And then we did bring you the anemones as well. You're thinking of growing these, Bex, aren't you?
I do love them. Those beautiful, bright, poppy-like flowers. They're nice and compact. They're just something a little bit different in my garden, I think.
They are, and love the sunny spots, and they are just £9.99, 600 319. And then finally, we have got the brand new Narcissus Quail. So these are more of a classic, what you call a daffodil, but the difference is they are multi-flowering on the stems. So you don't just get one flower, you can have 3 or 4 just on the same stem. So they look really, really gorgeous together, don't they? You know, why have just one flower when you can have several on the same stem? 600, 100 for the Narcissus Quail. They're 30 bulbs for £9.99. But I think bulbs always look great in your gardens, but bulbs in pots, that does it for me. And the great thing is with pots, you've got a little bit more control. So the trouble is, let's be honest, bulbs in the garden, you've got to let them die back naturally, because that refeeds the bulb. If you chop all the leaves off, then the chance that the bulb won't flower next year. So have them in pots is great, because that just means when the bulbs go over, you know, when they look great, you can have them in prime position. Like Bex has hers outside the kitchen window on a table.
It's true.
So you're there doing the washing up or preparing the kids' dinner, and you go, oh, look, it
looks so pretty. And then as soon as they look rubbish, pick the pot up, go and hide it somewhere else. It's brilliant. Now, Groomy did ask us a question. Tips for long-lasting displays for bulbs in pots. Layering, basically, with bulbs in pots. So he's talking about lasagna planting here, which is a great way to get the best out of flowering displays and those pots that you have. The tricks to the trade are largest and latest flowering at the bottom, and then work your way up. So it takes a little bit of planning. You just got to look at, which is going to be the latest flowering, which is going to be earliest, which is going to be in the middle, and then work out your layers based on that. Here's a lovely little...
I was going to say, I think that makes it really nice and simple, doesn't it?
Nice and simple. You don't need to put all of these in there. You could
go... That'd be what...
it'd be great.
That'd be one meaty lasagna, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, but you could put as many as that in if you want to, or you could go for just 3 layers, for example. So your alliums, your lilies, your fritillarias, they're going to be your latest flower, and then the daffodils above that, then the tulips above that, your muscari, your crocus up at the top there. Super simple to do. So start with your empty pot, little bit of compost in the bottom, put your largest and latest flowering bulbs in, little bit of compost on, then put your next layer in. You're creating that lasagna. It's super easy to do. But that display there, it's going to start with the crocus up at the top in about February, and down at the bottom, some of your alliums and your lilies, July and August.
Actually, we've got the snowdrop, the galanthus first.
Absolutely, So we've got snowdrops, we've got crocus, and honestly, that's February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's probably about 6 or 7 months worth of flowers, and it'll just successionally keep coming up.
I'm just imagining that. That is going to be fantastic, isn't it?
It's going to be, and if you plan it right, you can get some where they're just crossing over, so you're getting 2 at the same time, and then that one dies back and something else comes up.
It's a great way of just getting
such a good way of doing
colour for several months. But so we have lots of online videos to show that. So do check out our Instagram and our Facebook, and you'll see loads of videos. Bex has done one all about lasagna planting, just make it nice and easy for you. But we've also got some oh, hang on. This is really... I love this planting. My mum's got these.
Has she?
Yeah.
I've got a big one. I've got an Acer in. It's beautiful.
Well, the weird thing is my mum's got some ceramic ones, and she's got these, and honestly, I think these look better. But the difference with these is they're like a faux ceramic, so they're lightweight, but the glaze that you've got on them is amazing. And these today, it's a buy one, get one free, so they're working out £9 each.
Yeah, which is a great price. When you look at the beauty of this pot, the size of this pot, you could definitely do lasagna planting in here if you wanted to do your bulbs in here. Yeah, good one. It's a nice deep one, so you could definitely get a decent lasagna going on in here if you want to. It does have that very expensive glazed ceramic look, but of course, none of the pitfalls that come with that. This is really nice and lightweight. If I drop it, it's not going to crack and break. It's not... I always get worried when I do
No,
that.
it's fine. I'm like, that was, yeah.
It's not going to crack and break, and then I'm going to have to smash it up and put it as drainage in other pots. They're long-lasting, they're weather-resistant, they're UV stabilised, so it's not bad plastic. This is good plastic. It's designed to last for a few years.
I am going to be honest. I would put.
I'd put some more holes in.
Yeah, or I'd put some gravel at the bottom. If you just because if you planted bulbs in here, you might just want a bit of extra drainage. Just putting it out there. Just because we are just getting wetter and wetter winters.
But it's so easy to do in a plastic pot. Honestly, drilling holes in the bottom of a plastic pot is really, really simple. If that was glazed ceramic or terracotta, I mean, I have done it before, and it's a very expensive mistake to make. You can literally just take the drill and go for it with these.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rubbish at the drill. Bex is probably better than me.
I quite like
if you're somebody that goes, don't want to do that. Just put lots of gravel or broken crock in the bottom. Those terracotta pots that are broken.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, just use bits of those. But they are lovely. So my mum's got, she's still got fuchsias in there right now, and they look amazing. But if you order them today, it is a buy one get free. And do you know any of the bulbs? I mean, do you know? I'm imagining any of those bulbs in there would look great, wouldn't they?
I was just showing it does have a label on there that says 90. Oh, it's very bright, that.
Oh, there you go. I can see it.
That? Yeah. Oh, yeah, £19 and 99 pence. Look.
No, that's for one.
Yeah, not today. Buy one, get one free.
Just
and of course, if you're in the club, it's £16 and 19 pence because you're going to get that 10% discount. So it makes it even less. It's £8 and 10 pence per planter. Stu's telling me I forgot to show pictures. Let me grab the iPad.
So, any questions, any comments, we would love you to come to. And by the way, can we just take this opportunity to say thank you so much to each and every one of you. We've been broadcasting from our little potting shed now for just over a year. We've had the most joyous 12 months. We are now going to be live because obviously it's we're into autumn now, and the shows change throughout the year depending on the season. So now we're going to be live on a Thursday 10 till 1 and on a Sunday 9:30 till 12:30. We've also got TikTok lives as well, which are a lot of fun. So we have one of those on a Thursday afternoon between 2 and 4. That's me today, so I'm doing the TikTok live. If you haven't got TikTok, just download the app and then you can just type in YouGarden. It's really easy to order as well.
It's super easy, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a bit of a laugh, to be honest, isn't it?
Well, TikTok's going to be 3 times a week. So Thursday afternoon, we're going to do one on a Sunday afternoon, and we're also going to do one on a Tuesday afternoon as well. So, yeah, there's lots of opportunities to watch us, basically.
Yeah, and all you need to do is download, say, the TikTok app, and then you can join us. I mean, I'd love to see you this afternoon. Really would be great. So, yes, just have a bit of fun. Right.
Yeah, we've got some pictures. So Eleanor sent this in. She's like, look what I've had, Bloom. This is from some of the little plugs that we... Oh, I'm not mirroring. This is from some of the little plugs that she got earlier on in the year. And it is the Mini Digitalis, the illumination flame.
Right, there's our passcode. Great.
It's showing on this screen, Stu.
Oh, so I know your passcode now, that's all, Stu.
Yeah, these are gorgeous, Eleanor. I've got a few of these planted as well, and oh my word, they are stunning, aren't they? Is this in bloom right now then for you? Because that's awesome if that's come up right now.
That's amazing.
It's so pretty, isn't it? It's one of my favourites. I've got some videos to show you of this when we bring them back and we're showing you these again, because mine are stunning as well. I'm really pleased you've got that, Eleanor. It's one of the best ones, the Digitalis. Love it.
I mean, it's quite magical, isn't it?
The colours on it are so beautiful. It was mine were breathtaking.
You wouldn't even know that was a foxglove, would you?
Love it.
Colours.
Elaine has sent a
Morning,
picture.
Elaine. Morning.
Oh, it's a gorgeous hibiscus, which should be looking absolutely amazing right now.
Do you know what?
I'm assuming that's a current picture.
My hibiscus have just gone over.
Have they?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mine are still flowering quite nice. I mean, mine are new ones, but they're still flowering quite nice.
Mine have just gone ever so slightly over. But
geraniums looking good in the background there as well, aren't they?
Is that Elaine's?
Yeah.
Elaine, that is I mean, wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love hibiscus.
In the boxwood planter as well, look. Very good, well done.
Hang on, Elaine. No, just come back. Are those a sweet pea still going in the back?
Those are sweet peas.
I mean, I wonder if that was Elaine, it must be a few months ago. My sweet peas were done about 6 weeks ago. I did, in fact, I just pulled my mum's up yesterday.
You never know.
But it might not be, Elaine. I know you've got green fingers now.
Alison says still some happy faces in our garden. Also some hellebore double ellen that I'm growing on inside the house. And this is the first time I've grown any plants on, and they're doing well. That's beautiful. I'm going to bring that one picture in first. This is Alison.
Alison, you are winning there.
And she's so good. She's labelled. I'm really bad at labelling. I always plan to them and go, I'll remember what that is. I always forget. That's looking great.
Do you know what? They are looking really good, and you're growing them on perfectly there.
Oh, look at those. That's the...
Gladia.
No, not Gladia.
No, it's not. It's the...
Gerberas.
Gerberas, the winter hardy ones, isn't it?
Beautiful Gerberas. Love those colours. Those are the ones I really liked because they've got that dual colour on them.
My Gerberas this year have not been the best, actually. I think mine got a little bit wet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got some decent displays for my Gerberas, but yeah, I was expecting a bit better this year. Next year. There's always next year, isn't there? Well done. Lovely pictures. Thank you so much. If you would like to show off your gardens, you're welcome to. The email address is on the bottom of the screen there, ygtv@yougarden.com. I love seeing in your gardens, so please do send me some emails, and Shaun and I...
We do. We love
it, don't we?
We love it. And... it's just nice that we're all on this gardening journey together, isn't it? So it's wonderful to share, isn't it? And I think we always learn, don't we? We always learn from each other, and it's really what I really like is seeing what looks good right now. Because I always want my garden to look good every day of the year. So it's really, when you're sending pictures in like, that's your gardens right now, the end of September, it's just fabulous. But any questions as well, you can always come through. We'll answer as many as we possibly can live, and we're with you until 1 o'clock this afternoon as well. We got some pictures from yesterday.
Elaine, you're doing so well.
Right, Elaine, seriously.
For your sweet peas to still be looking that good, that is incredible.
My sweet peas had done it, they were done about 6 weeks ago. They just...
Yeah, mine are well gone.
Yeah.
Mine are well gone.
Is Elaine
longer than that ago, I think.
Is Elaine in Manchester?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe didn't... I don't know.
Maybe it's the wet weather, I don't know. She's doing very well, though.
Right, Elaine, seriously, everything looked good there. The sweet peas, the risotto, and hibiscus all look fantastic. So winning. Right, now we've also got, as well as those olive green planters, they are a buy one get one free, don't forget, $17.99, which is working out £9 each. We've also got the Durham. Now this is a large planter. It's 35 centimetres, and again, it's a buy one get one free. I love the kind of terracotta look that you've got with this, but it's got a lovely design, isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous design on it. It's cloudy terracotta, so it's just that kind of cloudy look to it. So it looks a bit aged, a bit distressed. That's great, because again, when you're looking at it, you would think that this is the real deal, wouldn't you? But terracotta, what is the problem with terracotta? It's a porous material. It soaks up moisture. When it gets cold, it can freeze, and then you get expansion happening. That's where cracking can happen.
And I don't know about you, Bex, but when I've bought terracotta in the past, I bought it and it's had stickers on it saying frost resistant, and then it's still broken. And
it's because I don't know how they can make it frost resistant. It is porous. It will soak up moisture. Then it freezes and it expands, and then when it melts, it contracts again. Yeah, and that is the problem with that's where the cracking comes.
I like terracotta, but I don't want to spend lots of money and then have it break.
Absolutely.
And also, it's heavy. Terracotta's really heavy. Yeah, so if you find it difficult to move pots around, and a lot of us do move pots around because that's the whole idea of them, this is a better alternative.
I've got a little sack truck that I keep for moving my because I've got some that are too heavy and I can't do it, so I've got this little sack truck for moving stuff around. But I am gradually replacing all of my heavy pots with these plastic ones because it's so much easier, and I'm finding they are longer lasting.
And the great thing is, when it comes to things like UV as well, they just don't fade.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, I used to have plastic pots that, they would really get badly damaged by the sun, and also they used to look really tacky. I mean, I remember when they had a seam down.
Yeah.
I mean, the manufacturer with the seam down one side. But also, Bex is just showing you, look, this one has got fabulous drainage.
Plenty of drainage, channels for it to run away from as well, and under the rim there you can see that reinforcement around the rim, which is, it adds to the production cost of these, but it also then adds to our ability to make these longer lasting. And
you are getting a buy one get one free, don't forget. So we're looking at $14.99, what's $7.50 a pot, or if you are a club member, you get a pair for $13.49. I think our pots are amazing value. I mean, I did go. I quite often do go to garden centres with my mum, but it's always for the cafe.
Have a wonder.
Yeah.
Cup of tea and a cake.
But I never see anything like the value we get.
It's always too expensive, honestly. I love going and I love looking, and that's wonderful, but I know I can get better value.
I mean, there's a couple of garden centres near me, and I don't know, but to me it's all about the cafe anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see many people buying plants. The cafe, you know, cafes are brilliant, but I don't think you can get value like we've got here at YouGarden. Right, we've also got Kiki coming up next. Here she is.
Yeah, Kiki's been very popular because we've got an amazing deal on this. I mean, it's buy one, get three free, first of all, which is absolutely incredible. Just put one of them in your basket. Use the code YGTV3924. The other three will appear in your basket. They are free of charge. We'll change the details. I think it's I want to say £8.99. £8.99. Yeah, £8.99. You will get all four of them as long as you use that code. But what I adore about this size of pot, oh, look at that. Three free. It's amazing, honestly. This size of pot is great because it means that you can change over your displays and you can do it quite cheaply. It doesn't take loads of compost, it doesn't take loads of bulbs or loads of plants in order to change it over seasonally. And I like that because I want to change things up.
And this size, I mean, some of the bulbs, the Rip Van Winkle would be great here. I think the crocus would look lovely in here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, smaller bulbs are ideal for these.
But actually, some of the bedding as well. You know,
yeah.
Some of the
I think all the bedding.
The violas, the Britannia, the pansies. They'll tumble. They'll trail over the edges. They'll look really nice.
And I would put probably three of the bedding plants in these.
Yeah, you don't need many.
No.
That's the thing. You don't need many to create a gorgeous display.
And if you've got like little steps in your garden, little walls, things like that, a little table or something.
Yeah.
These look fantastic. Just to give you that joy in the winter months. They really do. But they're a really good size because it takes you 2 minutes to fill them and it takes you 2 minutes to move them somewhere when they're no longer looking good. They're lovely. Now we've also got for you the Bellas as well. And again, we've got an amazing deal on these. $1.99. I'd go for a pair then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're $1.99 each. So I would,
so
add a few in.
That's $1.79 for club members.
Particularly, right, if you are hovering
really
just under the £40 mark and you're paying £6.99 postage, don't do that. We've got an offer where if you get your order to over £40, you'll get free postage. So rather than paying that £6.99 postage, just add as many of these in as you need to get you over that £40. That's a much better use, isn't it? Even if you don't know what you're going to use them for yet, you'll definitely find something for them.
Yeah, and I mean, that price, I mean, they're normally $6.99. So
they look great as well.
They look really good. I mean, you'd never know that wasn't terracotta, would
Absolutely
you?
not.
You really wouldn't.
Loads of drainage holes as well. Good drainage, plus the channels as well for the extra water to run away.
Don't forget today, while you're buying all of your bulbs and your autumn and winter bedding, then do stock up on your bulbs as well. Now, something else you should definitely get today is our Prima Professional compost. Elaine's just messaged, have we still got the Barker deal? Yes, we have.
Oh,
yes, Elaine.
nice.
Elaine's already bought quite a lot of that, hasn't she? But yes, she wants 2 more bags. Is it on the show? Or is it? It's definitely on the website.
I think it's on the website.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it on the show plan. Oh, it is?
Great. We can give you the details.
Oh,
Elaine,
there it
is still at the same price, but please note it hasn't gone up yet, back to its MRP. So if you've got a couple of extra bags, Elaine, it's still at $14.99. I know Elaine's a club member, so you'll get yours for $13.49. 100,061. There is on a show pace. And the bark mulch is brilliant at just tidying everything up. So if you've got areas where you get lots of weeds and things like that, it's superb. It's also great as a mulch, giving you a bit of extra protection on anything that's maybe slightly tender, like the winter ones. And actually, if you've got maybe just shrubs and plants in containers, just put some around the edge and it will neaten up beautifully. Great reviews on that. There are 17 reviews and nearly all of those are 5-star reviews as well. So it's a brilliant deal. And yes, Elaine, it is still on offer. I don't know when it's going to go back up, but today it is still on offer at $14.99 or $13.49 for club members, and delivery is included. But we are going to move on to our most popular product here at YouGarden. We sell more bags of our premium professional compost than anything else. And there are many, many reasons for that. In a nutshell, it's really good. It's the best compost we know.
Really good. It's really good.
But it is. I mean, it's the best compost we know. And actually, just to give it the credence it deserves, it is the compost that we use at the nursery for anything that we grow. So, all of the plants and the hanging baskets that we grow and the bare roots that we plant, all grown in this compost. It's a compost that I use, that Bex uses, that our head gardener uses, and it's a compost that has got, over the years, we've had thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. And do you know, wherever we've sold this, and we've sold it on various shopping channels, we've sold it across the World Wide Web, it always gets amazing reviews.
Always, every single time, and it's because it does have some amazing ingredients in here that your plants are going to love. Great for outdoor plants, also great for indoor plants as well. It's been made that way. You don't need all those different bags. You don't need to go to the garden centre and get confused and go, well, do I need that? Because there's always a row, isn't there? There's like 20 different ones. Which one do I need?
I know.
You don't need to worry about that. This is going to work for probably 98% of the things that you put in your garden. Let's start with the texture. Now, it is unlike the texture of any other bag of compost that I have ever bought in the past. It really is. You'll notice it as soon as you open a bag. It's a beautiful, light, soft texture. We always joke about me making a bed out of it or a pillow out of it. Genuinely, you could. It's so soft. It smells delicious as well. Now, that texture is vitally important. It's important for strong root structure. So there is room here for your plants to get their roots to grow. And they need to do that. They need access to oxygen as well. It's so important in the development of those roots, and because of that light texture, it gets all of that.
Yeah, and it does mean that, you know, even little things like your tiny seeds can be grown here, but we've grown trees as well and everything in between. Now, there are 3 different types of peat, and do you know, I was speaking to our head gardener, Peter McDermott, about peat versus peat-free, and I'm not going to get into the whole debate right now, but the bottom line is, yes, we're all aiming to go peat-free. Yep, that's our aim, and we'll all have to at some point in the near future. But peat was used for many, many years, as long back as we can remember. And I don't know about you, but when I've tried peat-free, and I did do a few experiments this year, my tomatoes in my peat-free did not do that great. They kept drying out. That was the trouble with the peat-free one that I tried. It wasn't from YouGarden, it was one that I did an experiment with. They just kept drying out. So there is peat in here. We've reduced the quantity, obviously to meet environmental needs and issues, but you've still got 3 different types of peat, some of which are renewable, like the sphagnum moss peat, but that is still in there. And, you know, personally speaking, I think it does make a really big difference with this particular compost. But that's only part of the story, we should say. Yeah,
there's loads of other things in here as well. So there is, you'll see these little green balls that are running throughout the compost. Now, those contain a slow-release fertiliser, going to feed your plants for a good 5 to 6 months. So that's really important. Your plants aren't relying on you feeding them, basically. They can get access to that food when they need it.
Now, you've also got a wetting agent, and you might think, hang on, Shaun, but it's always wet. I don't need a wetting agent. Do you know what? on a winter's day when it's windy, a hanging basket of a pot can dry out so quickly sometimes, can't it?
Yeah.
And when a pot does dry out, there is nothing worse than re-watering it and all the water going out the side. I just find that the water sits on the top and won't be absorbed. That wetting agent makes sure that water sticks to the compost and it's rehydrated pretty much straight away.
And you've got a pH buffer in here as well. So this is where, you know, the garden centres will confuse you because it's got this particular compost for that particular plant. Do you know what? This has been designed specifically to work for the majority of your plants. 98% worth. Approximately. Ericaceous compost, for example, your acid-loving plants, we've got a wonderful blueberry collection coming up later on. That's going to need your ericaceous compost. Your rhododendrons, your azaleas, we've got azalea star style coming up.
Yes.
That needs ericaceous, but everything else is going to work beautifully in here.
And if you're not a club member, if you join our club right now, you can save $2.50 off this, and you will get your free gift worth $4.99. Do bear that in mind with every single order today. I love it when we do this as a free gift. I personally think it's the best free gift we do because it's for everybody, and it's for pretty much every single plant out there. From you know your winter bedding plants, you can feed your bulbs with it, your house plants, all your perennials. I mean, the only thing I don't use that on is my grass, but that is pretty much
that would be a waste.
That is our compost deal, 100-125. But we are going to go back to, and we've been really busy for this, it is our deal of the week. 3 of the Philadelphia Snowbell for £7.49. And I just think, out of all the deals of the week we've had, this has got to be the most beautiful fragrant plant that we've actually shown you. I mean, it doesn't get better than a Philadelphia. It's often called a mock orange because it does smell like the most beautiful citrus orange in the height of summer. And again, they're really well-established plants, ready to go.
Very well-established, yeah. And these don't get massive. I mean, they will get to a good 3 or 4 feet, you know, height and spread here. So wonderful if you place them into borders, but great to keep in pots. They've got a luscious dark green foliage here, which is so well married to the white flowers. These pure white, gorgeously sweet citrus scent. One of the most fragrant, actually, that you can have in your garden.
Yeah.
The double ruffled petals that you've got on there are incredible. And I want you to put these where you're going to get the most out of the fragrance you're going to get from them.
And I don't know, the fragrance is, it's not, although it's really strong, it's not like sickly, you know, it's because it's citrusy. It's like orangey. So, you know, as a guy, I don't like anything too floral. I'm very butch me, you know, and I don't like things too, I don't like things too floral, I don't. But it isn't.
No, it isn't. It's a beautiful fragrance.
Yeah,
very, very nice.
Stunning. Not bad, wasn't that funny, Bex? So it's 510 522 at 749. Club members 674. I mean, I'm not being funny. If you got one for 674, you'd be pleased, but you're going to get 3. Actually, let's just get our heads around this, and you get your blooming fast as well.
And you get your blooming fast, yeah. This is the deal of the week. This is the one that everybody will be going for.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Even if, because we always try and encourage you to spend £40 and you get free postage, but we appreciate not everyone can spend £40 today. So even if you just went for the deal of the week, maybe a brand new YouGarden customer, and you just want to try us, that, even with your postage, is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
3 of the Philadelphias and your £5 of Blooming Fast, even including the postage, under £15 for that. That is seriously good, isn't
Absolutely
it? That's
brilliant.
Really
yeah,
good.
3 plants and a bag of fertiliser.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let us know if you are a new customer. We'd love to hear from you today. We
yes,
really, really
please.
would. And thank you for joining us this morning. But that is our deal of the week, only available for a very, very limited period.
Next, we've got all your autumn and winter bedding for you, though, and this is a buy one, get one free. There's 4 different options to choose from. You just need to put the 2 in your basket that you want, or maybe you want all 4. Basically, you'll get 2 packs free. The lowest price will be the free one. So I think we've got $9.99 and $14.99 of the prices. So if you put the $14.99 and a $9.99 in your basket, the $9.99 one will be free.
And I just want to show you the size. I'm just going to take off one of the violas just to give you an idea. So I can eat it, so it won't be wasted.
Yeah, that's the difference.
But look, the matrix has got really, really big flowers.
They're large and they're upright, and this is the difference you get with the Matrix Britannia.
Just give me one of the cool waves as well, can you?
Shall I pick a flower off?
Yeah, go on. Thank you. So I just want to show you that if you're looking for size, that's a cool wave. Then you've got the viola, which is ever slightly smaller, but the matrix is really big in comparison. So that really gives you an idea. And what I personally think is a mixture of all of those looks really good.
It does, absolutely.
You know?
And this is why it's on the buy one, get one free mix and match. You can mix whatever you like in here. This is a superb, hardy, perennial, large flowers, nice and upright. The matrix bit of this has been bred specifically to remain upright and flower prolifically for you all the way through those winter months.
And they are, you're getting the garden ready, you're getting all of those for $9.99, but you're going to get another set absolutely free. Then I've just shown you the violas. These, every time I look at these, I like smile.
Yeah.
There's just like happy faces. It's like a really happy crowd at a little pop concert.
They're your fans. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are, look.
The viola teardrop.
There's nothing miserable with those, is there? Look at that.
Viola teardrop is a gorgeous mix of colour, but also what you're getting is a sort of, you know, ground covering or slightly tumbling and trailing mix here. So they don't get massive. They'll get to about 25 centimetres high, but they'll spread by probably up to double that. So these work great if you want to plant them in the ground as ground cover, but if you put them in pots and hanging baskets, they will sort of tumble over the edges slightly as well.
For me, it's all the individual faces. There are if you look, there are so many different varieties.
Yeah.
They really are. You know, some are double, some are single colours, some are triples, but they will brighten up even the dullest of the, most dullest of winter's days. They are going to put a little smile on your face. Imagine this in pots as you walk out. You're feeling miserable. You're going to work. It's grey and dull outside, but you've got those outside your front door, and as you walk out, they're going to cheer you up, aren't they? Or coming back from work after a long day at work, and you get home finally and you see those in pots outside your front door. They're going to put a big smile on your face for all of those winter ones. I love those. They're definitely on my list today. Right, we've also got the Sweet Williams, the anthers for you next. I think these have got lovely, strong colours to them.
Nice, yeah, absolutely. Sort of individual colours, but bi-colour mixes in there as well. Gorgeously fragrant. Royal Horticultural Society, perfect for pollinators. These are absolutely fantastic for giving our pollinators the feed that they need. Brighten up your borders, you know, and they're starting flowering now. These are just going to keep going all the way through winter for you. And all you have to do is deadhead. Just a bit of deadheading to encourage them to keep flowering for you. And that is it. And this is the kind of thing, as you say, this is the sort of thing that makes you go outside. You know, on those days when you're like, oh, I just don't want to, it's too cold. No, this will make you go outside and you'll love it. And again, they are resilient to bad weather, pretty much, Danthus. They are, yeah. They're good. They really are. So, you know, all of these are winter hardy, designed to really give you fantastic colour, even on the most miserable of months. And then the top performing pansy, I think, is a Pansy Cool Wave in terms of how long it flowers. On our website, we always give you how long things will flower for. So there's loads of great information. This one has got 10 months that we claim that this will flower for, and that is the absolute truth. The only months we say it probably won't flower, July and August. Having said that, mine still flowered in July and August this year. Yeah. Not supposed to, but they did. Not massively, but they still did. That's the only time they really stop, is when you get into the really warm months, and at that point you trim them back and you can get them to come back again for you. A lot of people treat these as annuals, and that's absolutely fine, you can do, but if you want to get them to come back, you can. They're garden ready, which means they are so ready for you to plant out in your gardens right now. They've got a really strong, healthy root structure, so don't worry about growing these on a windowsill or greenhouse or anything. Just plant them into wherever it is you want to plant them and just watch them grow. It's really important to get them in and established now so that you can get the best displays over those winter months. Right, I've got a bit of a silly idea at home. Just putting it out there. So I spent yesterday looking at my mum's garden and deciding which pots really did need revamping and which ones we could continue to keep going, you know, summer bedding. Send us pictures of your pots that have gone over. We've seen some lovely ones. Yes, come on. Show us, because I only ever show the best bits of my garden, but we should sometimes share the bits that need a bit of help. Yeah, maybe. So show us a few pictures of your worst pots and let us know what you're going to plant in them to make them look fabulous. Because it is the time to revamp those pots that have gone over. So don't be shy. Show us your worst pot. You've got to do the same now, though. When you go home later, you've got to find your worst bits and post it. Well, I'll be honest, right, so this sounds big-headed, but most of my pots look okay, but I've got a couple of bad ones. There you go. I've got a couple of bad ones. And it doesn't matter to say, it's the time of year where things do grow over, but it's the time of year to replenish, to get rid of that summer bedding that's just clinging on for dear life, get rid of it and replant, and you'll reap the rewards. Right, we've got to go back to our bulbs, and the most popular bulb. This is a reminder, because they are going quickly. It is the most stunning tulip known as Carnival Denise. She is beautiful. She's breathtaking. Everyone seems to love her today. I do. I'm definitely growing Carnival Denise, but I'm going to go for 3 bags of those and just put them all together in some white pots. One of the most beautiful tulips that we've ever had, brand new. But as I mentioned earlier, there is a little bit of a shortage of bulbs this year. It's been a bad year for the breeders, so make sure you get yours today, 600 033. Then we've got the Crocus Tricolour, brand new for today's show. The most beautiful coloured crocus. So you've got this gorgeous, like orangey, almost like a yolk in the centre, and then you've got this very pale, like white and blue, and then that just gets deeper towards the edge of those stunning petals. I always love crocus because they are one of the very first to flower. We get the snowdrops first of all, don't we? And then the crocus appear. And actually, I think when you see that colour, it's such a relief, isn't it? And crocus look great under trees, around shrubs. They look great in pots, containers. They can do quite well in fairly shady positions. So I've grown mine under trees and they've done absolutely brilliantly, and they do naturalise. What I would suggest with crocus, just leave them in the ground, let them down naturally, and they'll come back for many years. Right, a lovely narcissus for you next as well. It's called the Quail.
The thing is with this one, it looks like it's a traditional daffodil, as you'd expect a daffodil to be in terms of the shape and the trumpet and everything. But you can get several flowers on one stem, so you can get up to 3 or 4 flowers on one individual stem, so it makes it look really, really pretty. And you get an amazing 30 bulbs today for just £9.99, 600, 100. And then the anemones, lovely, lovely flower is the anemone, and quite dainty looking, a little bit like, is a little bit reminiscent of the poppy. You get some gorgeous colours and some stunning foliage as well. 600 319 and just £9.99. One of my mum's favourites, the anemone. And then this is extraordinary. It is the Narcissus Rip Van Winkle. And for anybody that just likes things to be a little bit different, you know, maybe you're somebody there that really wants to push the boundaries a bit, grow something new. You don't want to just grow your traditional daffodils. This is a really very striking variety. We've had it in mixed collections, but we're doing it by itself today. And again, that is one on my list. 600 092 for the Narcissus Rip Van Winkle at £9.99. But we've still got some brand new plants to show you right now. And one of my favourites that is coming up is the carpet phlox. I've had this for years, actually, probably about three years. And it is absolutely amazing in springtime. In fact, my mum fell in love with it, so I got her some last year. And at the edge of a border in springtime, kind of like March, you just get this carpet of colour that is just to die for. So they're coming up.
I want to go to the emails if I can. I'm going to go to Tony's email.
Hello,
first of
Tony.
all. So Tony sent us an email on Sunday that for some reason we missed and didn't get to. But I've found it, so that's fine. He's got a sambucus, and this, do you remember this was out the front of his house?
Yeah, I remember.
Where he planted, and he wants some big stuff.
Yeah.
He's saying that this one's not looking very healthy at the moment. Is there anything that he can do to look after it? So that is the sambucus. That was when we had it as the plant of the week, wasn't it? It's looking a bit sad and a bit droopy. So I don't know. What do we want to do with this one? Do we want to give it a little feed? Is it overwatered?
To me, I can't
You've got
work
some
out.
bucas,
Yeah, I have
you?
got some bucas, and they're kind of
Pretty
bone
hardy.
hardy. Yeah, they normally are pretty robust. I'll be honest, I cannot work out if that is overwatered or underwatered.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other, isn't it? I think.
I think it could be too wet because I'm looking at the ground around it. I think that's too wet, potentially. I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't make it. It does come. Yeah, it comes with a lifetime guarantee, so we would replace it.
Have a little look at how much water it's getting. I was going to suggest potentially overwatering with it looking a bit droopy like that. So just have a little look at that and maybe move it around a little bit.
I think it's unlikely to be underwatered at this time. So I could tell it was all wet around it.
I am just going to go back to Tony's email today, though, because he sent us a few pictures of his garden. So let's just have a little look. Because, Tony, you are doing such a good job in your garden.
Isn't it?
Look at that.
And I love his use of the
bark.
The bark, yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I think that looks fabulous, doesn't it?
It looks absolutely amazing.
See, Tony, right? This is exactly what I'm thinking of doing underneath my eucalyptus tree because I'm just sick of it. It just always looks a mess. So I'm thinking of having exactly that. Lots of pots on.
Let me show you the other pictures because there's some other ones that he sent us as well. Yeah, look, it is a helianthus. Stu was just saying, is that a helianthus? It is,
That's
isn't
still
it?
doing well, isn't it?
Unbelievable, right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got the Miner's Merlot. He's got the Imperator Red Baron there. The Lobelia is still looking gorgeous there too. That looks like a baby buddleia he's got going on there. It is.
That was the little one we had, wasn't it?
So much going on in there.
Yeah, the ruby one.
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, look, he's got the Red Baron going on again there as well. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right, Elaine has also sent us a picture saying, what is this? I know what this one is. I do know. I'm pretty sure I know. Anyone know what this is? It's an aster, isn't it?
Let's have a look close up, Bex. Just zoom in. Yeah, I would.
I think it's an aster.
I mean,
Have you aster?
I think it could be.
I'm going aster.
I mean, my asters are looking pretty good right now, but it's quite a compact one if it is, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, because mine are still pretty small from when I planted them, because they've only had them a year, so they're starting to establish. All right, well, I think it's an aster, but we'll come back to you, Elaine.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure.
Let's have another look. Oh, and she said she just took this picture, which is the sweet peas. She said just took.
Right.
So, Elaine,
respect.
Absolutely amazing.
Respect, Elaine. Seriously.
Totally.
Because, our sweet peas went over quite a few weeks ago.
Right, anyone else watching right now, tell us what that is. I think it's an aster. There'll be somebody else watching right now, shouting at the telly, going, no, it's a this. What do you think? Let us know in the chat. Send us an email.
I'll be honest, I've not grown many asters. I've got some in my garden.
I've got a couple grown, and that's what mine are looking like, and the buds, it's looking like that. So that's my guess anyway. Let's see what comes through. Let us know what you all think, though, please.
I'll tell you what, though, it's pretty.
It's pretty. It's pretty plant. That's what it is.
But if you've got any more pictures, we'd love to hear from you. Can I just say thank you to everyone that's ordering today. Welcome to YouGarden TV. We're Shaun, Ryan and Bex Edwards and Stewie's doing all the technical things. And just a quick reminder, we are live now from 10 to 1 on a Thursday and on a Sunday, 9:30 or 30. And we've had somebody say it is an aster.
Eleanor saying she's got one that looks very much the same, and it's an aster as well. So 2 votes for aster at the moment.
There you
Anyone
go.
else? Let us know. Right, the next one
I'll jump on the wagon because I don't know what else it would be.
The next one we've got for you is the Torbegia, the purple eye. I think this is so lovely. Now, it's a dainty little plant. It's not going to get massive, although actually you're spread, so it'll get to about 50 by 50 centimetres, but you just want to think where you're going to plant this, because I think some other plants could potentially bully it and take over from it. But I think if you've got this planted, at the front somewhere or in a pot somewhere, the flowers that you're going to get on here will be mesmerising.
It's really pretty.
I love it. In fact, our lovely Craig, who helps us out with the show, he planted some of these up. He did it for QVC when we were doing set dressing stuff.
Remember.
Do you remember? It was in those lovely pots.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was so pretty.
And actually, I do remember one of the other guests that was working and said, "Oh, we love those. What is it?" Yeah. It is absolutely gorgeous. Might need a bit of protection in the winter, this one though.
Yeah, absolutely. It does need a little bit of protection, but what you will get are these. I mean, they're lovely star-shaped, light pink flowers on here. They're normally flowering for quite a long time as well. These are going to start probably in the springtime and around April time, and they can keep going right the way through to now into September. It is a perennial, but needs probably a little bit of winter protection.
So if it is, I'd grow it in a pot, and then if it is particularly cold, you can just
move it.
But they're really pretty. Yeah, I like the look of those.
They've got a scent. That's what I was just smelling as well. They do have a lovely.
Yeah, they're quite.
I mean, the foliage smells nice, but the flowers do have a little scent to them. I don't think your nose will smell them.
A little bit. Everyone saying aster, Bex?
Lovely, good, I'm glad.
So,
thank you very much, Steve, for your comment.
We've not had many asters on the show, have we?
We haven't, and they've normally been quite popular, so hopefully we'll get some soon, because they're about to, but mine have got all those buds on, about to burst into bloom. And this is what we do on YGTV, is we bring you things that will look good in your garden right now, so get them now so you've got them for next year, or things you should be doing right now, so planting your perennials, planting your bulbs, planting your winter bedding.
But asters...
They're about.
I was watching Gardeners World last week, and they had loads of lovely asters on there.
They're perfect for your late flowering.
And there's some really. I think what I like about a lot of asters is you can get some really bright colours as well. Yeah. I've got like a really deep purpley one at the moment, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Now, something that I have never grown, this next one. Yeah,
Coprosma eclipse, also known as the mirror plant, because actually the foliage you get on here is so super shiny that it, I mean, you're not going to see your reflection in it, but it is so shiny.
Isn't it an amazing colour? That's what I was drawn to.
Absolutely gorgeous.
They're stunning. Look at the pinks and the burgundy.
It is a terrific foliage plant to have in your garden, because it's first of all very, very glossy, but also those lovely dark colours on there. They've got that kind of brown or really dark centre, and then those reddy pink margins on there. You get small white flowers on here in summertime as well, sort of June through to August. And in most areas, we call it a half hardy one. So I think in sort of sort of warmer parts of the country, you're going to be absolutely fine. But you know, if you live somewhere slightly colder, then yes, you're going to need to give it a little bit of winter protection. But it's nice and robust. It should be an easy one for our gardens.
I like the look of that.
It's gorgeous.
This is what I love about doing the show. There's always, you can't grow everything. But it's always nice to try new things, isn't there? And I just think, for me, the colour of that foliage is really cool.
Breathtaking.
And I mean, these are only, they're not looking their best right now. But next year, you imagine those covered in those gorgeous reddy burgundy leaves, just stunning. Yeah, I'm tempted with those. I think, again, because my garden's quite exposed, I would probably grow those in pots just because if it is particularly, cold, they might need that little bit of protection. Now, something that I do know very well, though, is the carpet phlox. And I got these from YouGarden about 3 years ago. And honestly, when all the spring bulbs are coming out, these burst into flower. And the nickname is carpet phlox because... Now, I've got some really lovely phlox right now that are really tall and flowering, looking fabulous. But these create a carpet, so they're ground cover, and they're brilliant for the edge of a border. If you've got a raised bed, just tumbling over the edge. They remind me a little bit of kind of like a Cabricia, that kind of look.
Oh, yeah.
But... great. I sent Bex a picture of mine last year.
Yeah, and I really like what you've done with this planting here, because obviously you've got that lovely border and then it goes along the gravel pathway, but it just lovely sort of creeps out and softens the edge of softening to that hard edge that you've got there.
And you can see like the daffodils in the background were just about to come out, so it's kind of like March time, but doesn't that look...
I mean, that's good. March, April, May, that's when you get the lovely flowers on here. And it is such a low maintenance one, isn't it?
Oh, God,
What do you do to it once it's finished flowering?
I normally give it a little tidy up when it's
just like a haircut, though, isn't it? Just a little trim.
And that is literally it. Occasionally, you do get some flowers in autumn, but never many.
No.
It does like a few like random, things in autumn.
But the foliage stays there. It's evergreen, isn't it?
Totally
so you've
evergreen.
still got that lovely evergreen foliage there. So it's not like it's a herbaceous one that disappears and you forget it's there and end up digging it up or planting something over the top of it. It is super easy. Little bit of hair cutting. That's all that's required. Wildlife friendly as well. Wildlife love it.
And you do get 3 different colours. Now, I'll let you in secret. I got mine mixed up when I bought mine, but you know what? So I've got I didn't. Mine are all like. When I took them out of the greenhouse, I got mine as plug plants. I took them out of the greenhouse, mixed them all up. But you know what? It's just like a random mix.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. But you are going to get all 6 of those. And actually, these are really well established. And we do the plugs, which are a fraction of the size. That is really good value. And again for things like edge of borders. My mum's got a raised bed and she's got hers just tumbling over the side. But they do look fantastic. And it's another plant that when it flowers, the whole plant is covered. Really, I would say it reminds me a little bit of a Brescia, but it is a type of phlox, but it's a ground cover one. Fantastic.
I love the names as well. Candy Stripe, McDaniel's Cushion,
I know.
Emerald Blue. Lovely.
I know. But I do... it's one of my favourites. I only discovered it from YouGarden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great the way you've planted it, softening the edges of patios, the fronts of borders, rockeries. It'd be great on a rockery.
But it is, it's one of the first perennials to burst into flower because that flowers sort of March time. So it really is joyous and say normally about the same time as your daffodils and things like that. Right. Citrus collection next.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to try a citrus collection, and I will do at some point because these for me are fantastic.
These are really good.
These are going to be great for conservatory plants because obviously these are going to need a bit of extra winter protection, aren't they? These aren't the ones that you're going to put outside, but you can grow these on quite happily now in your conservatory, in your greenhouse. Get them really nicely established. In the springtime, you'll have that lovely blossom on there that'll get pollinated, and then you have got the chance to grow your own orange, lemons, and limes. We can do that in this country. We absolutely can do that. So easy to do. I love the idea of being able to pick my own lemon and then slice that up to put in my own little gin and tonic.
Ooh, sounds good to me.
Little lime to put in my guacamole. That'd be wonderful.
And what I love now, I've got a few citrus plants. Mine are still outside actually, so I've put mine out for the summer. But I will be bringing them in soon because it is getting a little bit nippy on the morning. So
yeah, it's only when it gets down to sort of low temperatures and into the zeros, you absolutely need to move them then.
You've seen where I live.
Yeah, I have seen it. The wind chill factor plays a part in your garden, doesn't it?
It could be like 8 degrees elsewhere, but in my garden... It
Minus
like,
22.
Yeah, honestly, it's because I live in the country. So, but yeah, I've had mine out in the summer. They look lovely. And what is great about citrus, you often get blossom and fruit at the same time. From the blossom to it forming as an orange, lemon, lime can actually take about a year.
Yeah.
So quite often you get a mixture of blossom and fruit all at the same time, which looks magical. Just a few little... The leaves smell great, don't they?
The leaves are fragrant as well, by the way. So if you take any of the... You can take the leaves and you can use those in your cooking. So you can put them in rice and it'll flavour rice. You can use it with fish. You can put the leaves in there and it'll help to flavour them. It's lovely.
Now, just a few little tips. If you do bring them in the conservatory, just make sure it's not heated. They do not want to be in heated rooms.
And don't overwater.
No.
In winter time, it's the biggest problem that we find. People do tend to overwater in winter. They go dormant, they're going to go to sleep, basically. So they just don't need... They still need some water, but just not as much.
Yeah. So just say a nice, bright, coolish room, don't overwater, and they'll be very, very happy for the winter months. And then they do like a holiday outside in the summer, so they look great on a patio in the summertime.
Yeah, lovely.
But it is quite magical. I've got a grapefruit as well, and when you start to see those fruits forming, it is quite wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is. And you've got all of that gorgeous fragrance as well. But how nice. I mean, look, I'll be honest, we sold some really big citrus trees that are 40, 50 pounds, but to get them in the 9 centimetre pots, to have that journey of growing them on, I think is quite wonderful. And I love the foliage. I think it's really nice. I mean, it smells great.
It's glossy.
Beautiful. So I see that, our gardening friends, as a little project, something a little bit unusual.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe you've never grown citrus fruits before. Why don't you give it a go today? And they are half prices, like $14.97.
This has got to be one of the most popular ones we've got. Surely the Heliopsis funky spinner, surely everybody is going for these because these are just so pretty. I adore these. Late flowering perennial for you. So this is truly a way of you extending that summer season of interest. They will start flowering in the summer, probably around, I don't know, June, July time. Around then they will start flowering for you. But they're going to keep going right the way through to now and into October. And that is what makes these so very valuable. Of course, they are beautiful too. The bright golden yellow and orange and red you're getting, but it's against that backdrop of that dark foliage that really makes it stand out.
And we were saying those plants that do kind of bridge that gap as everything is dying down a little bit. A lot of perennials have gone over this time of year, but these start to flower kind of July time and then really still look magical in September. Great for those late pollinators, of course, as well. Won't go too big, it's about 60 centimetres height-wise, and we'll come back every single year. But I just love the palette of colour on these. You've got lovely like yellows and oranges and ochres, absolutely stunning. And I always think September is an important month. You want the garden to still look good. You want to make the most of those last few days. And this is a stunning, stunning flower in September and a very easy one to grow as well. I'll say, very tempted with that one myself today. 1497 561 215. And you do get all three of those. They come in 9 centimetre pots, so really well established. You can plant them out right now, obviously fully winter hardy, and enjoy them. And if you are brand new, by the way, to YouGarden, any plant that we say is fully winter hardy, and that when you look at the plant description on our website, it'll have a snowflake symbol. If it has that, it means it's fully winter hardy. So if that plant doesn't do well, if it doesn't survive for whatever reason, get in touch with us. We will replace it for free. All you will pay is the postage and packaging. So it's really good. I mean, even if it, in 3-4 years' time, if that isn't doing well, let us know and we will replace it absolutely for free. So that is any plant that is regarded as being fully winter hardy. If it's slightly tender, then it will not be backed by that, say, lifetime guarantee, but anything that is fully winter hardy will be backed by that lifetime guarantee, which is brilliant, isn't it? Right, we're going to move on to something that we've both got, and that is Star Style.
No, we've both got Star Style.
Stu, you've been to my garden. You didn't go to the border where this is. So this one, the front stone wall, It's there. It's in the ericaceous border. And you've got yours in a pot, haven't you?
I've got mine in a pot, yeah, absolutely, because I don't have ericaceous soil in my garden, so anything that's ericaceous I keep in a pot. This is absolutely beautiful. The star style is incredible. When we first got this in, this was on our previous life on that other shopping channel we used to work on.
Yes.
I was really taken with this, because look at it. What you get on here is evergreen foliage. It's an azalea, so of course we have that lovely evergreen foliage. But what I love is that you get these bright hot pink flowers, and the shape of the flower matches the shape of the leaves on here, which is just incredible. It'll flower for you sort of late springtime and into summer, about May, June time it'll flower. It'll then stop flowering, you've got that lovely foliage to look at, and actually mine has started to flower again, and
like
the
this
one
house.
that we've got in the potting shed is also flowering again as well.
I don't think you'd even recognise that as an azalea.
No.
And I know
very unique.
The breeding that took place, it was many, many years to actually breed and develop this. And what I love about it, it's really compact. So, they don't grow much taller than this actually is.
No, they're only going to get to... It's
wider.
spread, yeah. So it'll get to about maybe 40 centimetres height, but it could go to probably double that in spread if you let it.
So,
mine's in a pot, so it's not going to get that big, but it's a lovely kind of mound of foliage that you're getting. It's very unique. It's a bit of a showstopper. People will actually ask you about it.
And I mean, look at that. Just the foliage. I mean, it's just beginning to come into flower again. And that foliage is amazing. But it will need, as Bex was saying, it does need acid soil. So if you haven't got acid soil, I've got a whole board of acid soil, but if yours isn't, then just buy some ericaceous compost. I'll be very happy. But totally evergreen.
Totally
fully
hardy.
winter hardy, yeah. And really extraordinary.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit different.
I'd say, I think it's a showstopper. It's a bit of a talking point.
Well,
it's quite unique.
I think it's got star style.
It's got star style for sure.
This is the name of it. But I mean, I would look, if I had a different life, to breed plants must be so incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, definitely.
But that, the breeding...
Especially when you nail it, you get something amazing.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh.
And that is, I mean, there's nothing average about that as an azalea, is there?
Definitely not.
Now, we've also got for you a really great deal on our cottage garden plugs. It is a buy one, get one absolutely free. So you're going to get 24 of these in total. Works out about 50p a plant, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'll let you do the maths.
It is about 50p a plant.
You're good at the maths.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these...
just over... Well, for club members it is.
So it's 2 packs of our miniature greenhouses that you're going to get, because it's a buy one, get one free. You get that by putting that code in. So put the item number 200347 into the little search bar on YouGarden.com. Place that code in when you place your order, and we'll put the other pack in absolutely free. Now, it is a bit of a mix and match, or we can't guarantee exactly which varieties you're going to get, but this board is to show you some of, the amazing varieties that could be in your collection. We've got over here, we've got Digitalis, we've got Delphinium, we've got Alchemilla, we've got Coreopsis. Down from there, we've got Gaillardias, we've got Geums, we've got the lovely hollyhock, the Chaeters, which is the double flowers, beautiful. Rudbeckia, a late flowering perennial for you. We've got Alchemilla down here, we've got Campanula, the gorgeous Aquilegia, and our favourite in the potting shed here. This is the Verbena venariensis. The likelihood is you're going to get definitely some of those in there. You might be lucky and get some of the others as well. You won't get more than 2 of any variety, though, with this buy one, get one free.
And they're all fully winter hardy perennials. They'll come back for many, many years. What I would do, in honesty, I would actually grow them in pots.
I agree.
I wouldn't...
Don't plant them out yet.
Only because at this kind of size, if you put them in your beds and borders now, because some of these, will die completely down during the winter months. You might forget where they are and things like that. So I would put them in pots with our premium vegetable compost, grow them on. Say many of them, don't worry, they will completely die down during the winter. But then in springtime, get them planted out, and they're going to be absolutely amazing. And do you know what? I used to, for many years, sometimes I would just go to a garden centre. You buy, one of these in a decent sized pot in the height of summer in flower. You could easily be paying $12.99 for a perennial at least. Oh,
so easily, yeah.
At least. But to buy them at this size, most of these are really quick, fast growing. You will save an absolute fortune. Now we've still got about an hour left. So if there's anything that you particularly want to see, then let us know. Don't forget, we've got fantastic deals on the pots as well. Do join the club today. You'll save an extra 10% on your order if you join the club today. It's only £5 for the year on auto renewal. And the free gift, Bex?
It's our blooming fast.
It is.
Yeah, so it's £4.99, £5 worth basically going into your basket absolutely free of charge for every single order that you place. So we haven't limited it to one per customer, it's one per order. So if you place a couple of orders, you will get a free gift per order.
And if you do spend over £40, you will get free postage and packaging as well. Now, you don't have to, you know, it's great if you can. I also keep, you know, you can always find things that you can use, like the compost, the pots and things like that. But if you can't spend over £40, we do cap the postage at $6.99 per order. So you save so much money with YGTV, don't you?
So much.
You really do. We know. We spend hundreds over the years.
Yeah.
I don't feel like guilty ever buying plants. They're a good thing to buy, you know that.
Absolutely.
I never feel bad when plants arrive.
No.
It's a lovely feeling.
It's a lovely feeling. I love unboxing plants.
Right, we've been asked, what's the most popular out of the garden readies?
It's got to be...
I'm going to say violas. Teardrops.
I'm going to say pansy cool wave. We're both wrong. Is it Willie?
Oh.
Sweet Williams.
I don't. Do you know what? They're all lovely and they're all selling really quickly. But what we are doing, we're doing a mix and match. So it's a buy one, get one free. So you don't have to get two of the same. You can actually go for whatever you like, mix and match, and you'll only pay, say, $9.99 on these. If you are going for Pansy Cool Wave, they're $49.99, but you would get your second one free. So it's a buy one, get one free. So you'd always get the lowest price second item absolutely free. But our Downter's Gems are in the lead, Bex.
Love that. Yeah, my mum's favourite flower. I say that. I hope it's her favourite. I know she loves them. I'm saying it's her favourite.
Well,
it is now, anyway. All right, they come to you as garden-ready plants, which means they're ready to go in your garden. There is no growing on required here. They are really healthy. You can see that root structure on their lovely white fibrous roots. That tells us the health and the quality here. They are nice and compact in their growth, really. They don't get too massive. They're flowering now, and they're going to keep going for you right the way through winter into probably about February, March time. These are going to flower for you. Gorgeous fragrance and lovely colours. And they're really easy to look after. Just a little bit of deadheading required, to be honest with you, to keep them flowering.
They're really sweet, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they're really strong colours. Sometimes you really need that in the winter months, don't you?
Absolutely. Pollinators adore these as well, by the way. So this is a great one for overwinter when there's not as much feed around for them. This is going to really help them.
So well done. If you've got hold of those, you are going to get 10. They're all garden ready, so you don't need to grow these on or anything like that. Straight away, you can put these in your pots and containers. I wonder if anyone sent in any pictures of their bad pots at the moment.
I'll have a look in a minute.
We will have a look.
I'll go and have a look.
So I've set you a challenge. So that I want pictures of your terrible pots, those that have really gone over, that you need to replant now. And this is the perfect autumn winter bedding to revamp your pots and your containers and your beds and borders. Right, in second place, it was in first place, the Viola Teardrops. These are my personal favourite. I just think they're so cute. They're so joyous. And really, when you look at the colour mix on these and look at the different faces, I'm just going to group a few. Look how there are so many different violas.
Yeah.
Look.
This is what I like about violas as well, actually. It's all the different colours, but yeah, as you say, it's all those. And that one you've got in your hand, I always love that one because it looks grumpy. That it just looks like a really grumpy face, and I love it so much.
I think you're right.
Always. I don't know what variety it's called, but I love that one because it just always looks mad.
Whereas that one is like happy, happy, happy.
Some of them are happy, and then some of them
are
really
happy, grumpy, happy, grumpy. But
they'll all make you.
They'll all make you happy. But they have.
Yeah, that one. Look, where is it? That one looks like it's in shock.
But do you know what? We jest, but I do think that pansies and violas do have personalities.
They do.
You know, that's what makes them such fun plants to grow in the winter time. I look there and I just see it as a crowd of people having a fantastic time, apart from the one grumpy one.
And they're going to give you so many flowers as well. You know, it's prolific in its flowering, and I love the fact that we can have this colour. A lot of people, I know a lot of people give up on their gardens over autumn and winter, and they just think that gardening is for summer, and that's the only time you can have anything looking gorgeous, and it's so not the case. Yeah. Really isn't.
And I think as gardeners, we you know, most of us probably struggle a bit in the winter, if we're honest. We do, you know, we live for being outside, we live to be in our garden. So, you know, those moments you get, those lovely, crisp, sunny days. I remember Christmas Day a few years ago. Actually, in fact, it was during lockdown. I do remember we had this lovely sunny day where I live, and it was only about 4 or 5 degrees, but it was bright sunshine. There was a little bit of warmth in the sun, and you need to make the most of those. And even if you can't get outside, you want to look from your kitchen window and see gorgeous colour. You want to come back from work and see those 2 containers outside your front door full of joyous colour. So I think it is really, really important to get fantastic autumn winter bedding. And this will take you all the way into the spring, of course, as well. But they're my personal favourites. The Viola Teardrops 401232. Now, also selling really well and being really popular today, the Matrix Britannia. And I showed you earlier, but these are a far bigger flower compared to the violas or the Panzer Cool Wave. So that's one of the violas. The Panzer Cool Wave, which is coming up, is that one there, which is probably just ever so slightly bigger than viola. But can you see the Matrix are really, really large flowered pansies. They're also on fairly short stems, so they're very, very resistant to things like wind and rain. And I think when these are fully in flower, you barely see the leaves. And it's called the Britannia Bix. It's kind of like red, white and blue. But they're really big, big, gorgeous flowers. And we do some more sort of like fancy pansies, got different varieties. But to me, these are just the classic pansy.
Classic, large, upright. And that's the important thing here. Matrix have been bred specifically to be larger flowered and upright, which means that they're great for putting in the top of your hanging baskets, or as you say, having to deal with any of that tricky British weather that we get. Yeah. So it's a really good mix because of its upright nature, but also because of the colour mix that you've got in there.
And I mean, look how strong that plant actually is.
Yeah, lovely.
I mean, and they've been grown so well. And you can see they're just raring to go. And we mentioned it earlier, it's a brilliant time to plant your autumn and winter bedding. Still warm, still got lots of light around. Right, also our deal of the week is the Mock Orange Philadelphus. You've loved this. 3 for $7.49.
That's a great price for this plant, honestly. Not just one, you are actually getting 3 of them. I'm blown away, and this is what the deal of the week is always about. We're bringing a new one every week, and this one is an absolutely brilliant one. Now, the fragrance that you're going to get from this during the summer, sort of June, July time, these beautiful white flowers appear on here, and they're double blooms. There's layers of petals, and it is a lovely, sweet citrus orange scent you get from it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Now, sort of lost for words on it because it's such an amazing price.
Now, there should be £30. The website, we're doing a deal where you got 3 for $14.98. This is YGTV, so we've halved their price.
Wow.
So, thank you to everybody that is watching today. We are now a quarter of the price. And I've just popped this there because remember, with every single individual order today, you're going to get your Blooming Fast worth $4.99. That will make 100 litres of premium fat plant food, which is really high in your NPK. You've got all the trace elements, you've got all the minerals in there as well. That will make between 10 and 20 full-size watering cans of plant food. And if you don't use it all now, and I appreciate you won't be feeding loads throughout the winter months, then you can just stockpile that. Keep it in your greenhouse, keep it in your shed. That would be absolutely fine for next springtime as well. But the value is amazing on our deal of the week. So I'm here. I think my arm looks great, don't you? I'll come back in.
Let's go. Shall we show you some pots?
Stu is in charge, you see. He's like, Shaun, move here, do this. Right, pots. These are going to look great. What's your favourite, Bex?
I like this deal. I'm going Kiki. I mean, I've got some of those, so I really love those. I've got a slightly bigger one, so I do love those. I'm going Kiki.
So I think they're all that. Look, they're all really good value.
Depends what you need. What are we starting with? Kiki. All right. So I love this deal here because it's a buy one and get 3 free. So you're going to get 8 of these for £8.99. Sorry, you're going to get 4 of these for £8.99.
But they are 8 inches.
Or £8.09 if you are in the club. And I just think these are really handy. So when it comes to changing over displays, I love container gardening. It's one of my favourite things. Obviously, I've got all my borders, but I love having pot plants. And I love it because I can move things around, I can change things over. And the size of this means I can change over very quickly, very easily, very cheaply, quite frankly, because it doesn't take loads of compost and it doesn't take loads of plant. So if we were just looking at that winter bedding, you know, 3 of those plants in here would fill that and it'd fill it beautifully. So I can do it very quickly.
I'm with you. I love having my smaller pots.
And they're beautiful, aren't they?
And also, you know, it's not like my mum has got bad dexterity and stuff. My mum would struggle to fill it. She'd struggle even to fill this with compost. She really would. But the little pots are just really manageable, aren't they? And you get all 4. Yeah. So if you need to use a code, don't forget YGTV 3924. Very important.
Just put 1 in your basket.
And then put the code in, and that unlocks all of the promotions on YouGarden TV today. Well, these are my favourites. My mum's got these with fuchsias in right now that are just going a bit over. But these are the olive green planters. Now, I'll be honest, I love really kind of classy looking pots, and I love ceramic pots. I love ceramic pots. I love glazed ceramic. I think they look absolutely top dollar, but they're really expensive. And actually, if you were to buy one of these in glazed ceramic, I reckon you'd be talking at least £30 each, at least. And the trouble is, if these were glazed ceramic, they could easily fall over and crack and break. The frost could get them. These have all of that look, but they're actually man-made. And they look really, really classy. I think they look really, really sophisticated.
It's the colour and it's that sort of glazed, shiny, glossy look to them. They really look amazing. And these are going to work for your perennials. They're going to work for shrubs. They work for standards. But these would also work for your winter bedding as well. If you wanted to put your pansy cool waves in here and have them tumbling and trailing over the edge. If you wanted to put your pansy Britannias in the middle, so you've got that lovely upright bit there, that's going to look incredible as well. You can even put some heliopsis in here.
Just imagine those, look.
Oh, I'm going heliopsis now. Oh, I like that.
I mean, whatever you put in there is going to look great, isn't it?
Honestly, there's so many things you can put into those pots, definitely. Love the fact it's a buy one, get one free as well, so we love anything that's going to be a freebie. This is another one where you're going to put 1 in your basket. You enter the code, YGTV3924, and the other one will appear in your basket. The only thing we would suggest potentially is there is only the 1 drainage hole in the bottom of here, so either grab your drill and drill a few extra holes in the bottom of here. Super easy to do with the plastic pot, by the way, so much easier than with the ceramic, but if you're not handy with a drill, then what we're going to suggest is put loads of stones in the bottom, loads of gravel in the bottom of there, just to help you with that drainage, basically. But it's so much easier to get a hole in these than in stone or ceramic, so yeah, easy peasy to do.
I'm just going to find you some pictures of my mum's garden with those, because they look so good this year.
If you are still looking for smaller pots, but you just want a couple maybe, or maybe just to tip you over that £40 postage, £40 order mark so that you can get your free postage, then this is a really good one. They're £1.99 each, basically. They're terracotta. They're not terracotta. They are man-made. They have got the drainage holes and the little channels there for the extra water to run away, but it's £1.99. Get as many in those get as many of those in your basket as you need to tip you over that £40 mark, so you're not paying the $6.99 postage. You'll find a use for them, I promise you will. Can't find them, can you?
I've got one picture. It's not the best, but I'll send it to you.
Send it to me and I'll have a look.
It's just tucked in the corner, but there you go.
I'll grab the iPad. The Durham is the other offer that we've got when it comes to the pots. And these have that terracotta look as well, don't they?
Yeah, and these are large, they're 35 centimetres. They've got all of that terracotta look, but again, they're not going to break, they're UV resistant, and they're only $13.49 if you're a club member. 130578 is your item number for those. But the best-selling pot, now these are not the prettiest, but I tell you what,
they're handy.
They are so handy. I've had mine I've got about 14 of these, and I've had some of them for over 10 years now. I've never ever broken one of these, never ever. Like a handle's never come off, they've never cracked. And in terms of uses in the garden, where do we start? So first of all, at this time of year, if you're picking up leaves, if you're weeding, any garden debris can go in there, and they're big. So this is in my garden, and these are the sort of jobs I do. That's the bit I hate underneath the eucalyptus tree. That's the bit I'm thinking of putting the bark mulch on. But and that's where I plant loads of bulbs as well. But yeah, they are brilliant for weeding, deadheading, picking up all your garden rubbish and debris. But there is so much more to them than that. For growing, I've got 2 Christmas trees stuck in mine, but I will bring those to the front of the house at Christmas time. And they will look amazing. I'll probably decorate them a bit and things like that. They're great as maybe a temporary home for plants as well. But remember, you can grow potatoes, you can grow raspberries in here. I've got tomatoes growing in them right now. Fruit trees, mini fruit trees, they can be grown in these pots. And now actually my best tomatoes this year were grown in those pots with our compost. The worst were grown in another compost in smaller pots. But even when you're just doing like little jobs around the garden, DIY, tidying up, they're just absolutely superb. I do love them, don't you? I mean, they're just brilliant. They are. And they are built size. Can you just give the details actually of these? Because we've got the large Devon. But if you want the heavy duties, they will be your 4 best friends. You get 4 of them for £17.99. 130.01. So, do you see what I mean, Bex? It's hidden in the corner.
Yeah, it's a lovely picture of you and your mum, though. So, yeah, you can just see that little pot. Look at you two. Look, you can just see that pot in the corner there. But they do look really beautiful.
Yeah,
and I think they work really nicely, actually, with all different types of pots, because obviously you can see they've got different types of pots there. They work well with other pots in your garden, so that's really nice.
Yeah. But our mum is tiny, by the way, yes. My mum is about...
Do you have to duck when you go in the door, though?
What, because of a cottage?
You look like you have to duck to go in the doorway there.
No, it's next doors. They call their cottage the Hobbit cottage because it's really low ceilings. No, my mum's I don't have to duck, but I'm only 5'10".
It's a lovely picture.
5'10". But yeah, I just think that they look really, they look absolutely fantastic. But if you want the heavy duties, we're heading towards that time where the leaves are coming down from the trees. There's lots of things to tidy up. They are going to be absolutely superb. And that price, 4 of them for £17.99, that is a really good price. 130.011.
Which ones are we going to put the hydrangea in, or is the hydrangea going in the ground? Right, I would put the hydrangea in the ground personally, but you could actually put this into pots as well. You could go up.
You could go either.
You could go either. I'd probably go Durham, but actually with the pink again. Oh no, I'm changing my mind. I'm going pink against the olive.
Yeah,
I'm going against the olive.
If you are, and this is the only thing to remember, if you are growing them in pots, you really need to keep on top of the watering.
You really do.
Yeah, and that does mean pretty much monitoring them on a daily basis because they hate drying out. So that is the only thing we will say. If they're in pots, you really do need to keep on top of the watering. You some days you will need to water them. Some weeks I should say you'll need to water them every single day. And I will be honest, it would probably only be happening there for a couple of years. I'd say.
They're a bit too small, aren't they, for permanent?
Yes.
But they would work happily for a season or two, definitely.
They would. But I'm with you. I think they look best in the green.
I love these though.
They're definitely on my list today. So they are the twin packet of hydrangea serrata. Now, they're not in flower now, but get them in the ground now or in pots. They will flower next year. And you were on the nursery. It was June time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at these.
So here I am at the nursery, and this is the hydrangea, the serrata, the euphoria pink, and it is one of the most dazzling varieties of hydrangea. You've got gorgeous pink flowers on here, but it's offset perfectly by the dazzling variegated foliage. You've got creams, you've got greens, and that new foliage that comes through is a beautiful pink colour. Now, this is actually an award winner because last year at the Royal Horticultural Society Chelsea Flower Show, this was runner-up. This got 2nd place, which is an absolutely amazing accolade to have. One thing to remember with this hydrangea is it actually flowers on last year's growth. So do bear that in mind when you are trimming and pruning. But it's a beautifully compact variety, perfect if you want to put these into borders.
but it would work great in a pot as well, because this shouldn't get any bigger than about 1 metre by 1 metre. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think you should have it in your garden.
What a beautiful hydrangea that is. And I was saying earlier that this year was probably one of the best years ever for hydrangeas. And I do think, as gardeners, we have to really work with the climate. I always think this is a good time of the year to think, well, what did do well in my garden? What didn't do so well? What do I maybe need to get a few more of? What do I need to maybe have a few less of next year? So hydrangeas, if your hydrangeas did really well this year, like mine did, and I think everyone's did, because we had a wet spring, a wet summer, hydrangeas love that. So personally speaking, I am definitely getting more hydrangeas into my garden, and that hydrangea serrata euphorbia is absolutely beautiful. And for me, it's the foliage. I mean, it's really unusual to see a hydrangea with all of that gorgeous variegated foliage with the pinks and the creams and the greens. So that is an amazing deal today. It's a great time to plant them, of course, in September, and you are getting £10 off. They're only £10 each today. 511545. But let's remind you of some of the other great items we've seen today live on YouGarden TV. So the Tulbania, the purple eye. These are really quite delicate looking. The foliage is a little bit like chive-like on these, but you've got these lovely, very slender stems with these really, really pretty 6-petal flowers. They may need a little bit of protection in the winter, so do bear that in mind if you live somewhere that gets very, very cold. If you're in the north, for example, I would suggest you give them a little bit of protection in the winter months. 561286. Then we have got the Coprosma Eclipse. Now, I've never grown Coprosma. I can't say it for some reason. The Coprosma. But it, it has got... I've seen it many times. But this is it's quite compact. It's not going to go too big. And you've just got the most extraordinary burgundy and pink foliage. You do get the little flowers in the summertime as well. But it's a really great foliage plant, that one. 561274. Then we brought you something that I've grown for many years now. I cannot recommend this highly enough. It's a little bit of a hidden gem, this one. You probably know phlox. I've got phlox growing right now in my garden, and it's tall and beautiful, but this is a ground cover phlox, known as, for many, the carpet phlox. And you're going to get 6 plants in 9 centimetre pots. You get the candy stripe, you get McDaniel's cushion and emerald blue. These flower March time and they look absolutely magnificent. So just as your daffodils are coming in flower, maybe the tulips, you are going to get this carpet of colour. Now they love a sunny spot, I should have said that earlier. They love the sun and they love well drained. So ideal for things like rockeries, great for the edges of borders. They kind of clump forming, but they spread, so they never get too tall. And they sometimes do flower again in autumn, but you're not talking the look that you get in springtime. But they're pretty amazing things, very low maintenance as well. And you get all 6 in 9 centimetre pots, 560712. Then we brought you, and I think a little bit of a gardening journey, because you get an orange, lemon and lime. Now, outside in the summer, inside in the winter, cool room, bright spot. And what happens is, from the blossom to a full-size fruit, the journey is about 12 months. So you often get blossom and full-size fruits, and fruits just begin to form all at the same time. But imagine how satisfying it's going to be when you can actually pick your own oranges and lemons and limes. That is going to be amazing. And I mean, look at the price for all, and that's, sorry, but less than £5 each is an incredible deal today when you put that in perspective. So have them as a houseplant during the winter, put them outside in the summer and grow your own oranges, lemons and limes. Whenever you've seen those on the gardening programmes, when you see people picking their own citrus fruits, it's really impressive. So yeah, I hope you go for that today because it's such a good deal and it is half price, 340,081. Then we brought you the azalea. Now, when I say azalea, the breeding on this one is incredible. It's called Star Style. And it's an azalea that doesn't even really look like an azalea. but it has a lot of the same characteristics. So basically this one, it flowers kind of April, May time. And the flowers are the same shape as the leaves, so they're almost like ribbons, and they're this lovely kind of cerise pink. It's not too tall, so it only ever goes to about 40 centimetres, but it will spread about twice that width-wise. The only thing it does need an acid soil. So if it's in a bed of border, plant it with some ericaceous compost. If it's in a pot, it will need ericaceous compost. You do sometimes get a second flourish in autumn time as well. 511393. And don't forget, we have got our deal of the week for you. And this is amazing. It's the Philadelphus Snowbell. £7.49. Not for one, not for two, but for three of these. This one is known as the mock orange. I can honestly say the fragrance you get with this is the most beautiful fragrance you can imagine. And it's not sickly, it's not too floral, it's fresh, it's citrusy. The flowers are pure white and they're really floriferous, they're really, full flowers, and you get them en masse. Again, likes a nice sunny position, well-drained soil. Can grow several feet high, but it does take many, many years to get there. But they're stunning, and we often say plant in threes. They look so good, and those are ones that you can grow, of course, in pots as well. Now, something that looks good always is our Bex.
See, I was going to say you.
I wish. As you get older, you really have those rough days, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but I bet your two boys, not Kev, your husband, but the two boys, I bet they always wake up pretty much fresh.
Oh, always looking great.
As you get older,
the joy of youth.
You sometimes wake up and you realise that your face is the same shape as a cushion. It's all, But anyway, plants that look good every day of the year are coming up right now. We've got a couple of Nandinas for you. And we're going to start with the Red Light.
Yeah, this was your favourite last week.
Love it.
Love Nandina in general because they are fantastic. As Shaun says, they look amazing every single day of the year. Doesn't matter how hot it is, doesn't matter how cold it is, they are fine. They can cope with -20, they can cope with +30. They're not phased by it whatsoever. What you get with Nandina is amazing colour changing foliage, just like the picture that you can see here. So you get the reds, the coppers, the pinks, but you're also going to get the greens. And on this particular variety, you're getting the variegated leaves as well. It is stunning and it looks amazing all year. And
when the leaves do start to change colour, if it's really cold in winter, they can go bright red. But they don't fall, and that is what is so good. You don't end up like, I love aces, but you just end up with some twigs in the winter. These, no, they are fully evergreen, and you get the flowers, and you get the berries, of course, as well. But they are very, very easy to grow, and they require very little, pruning. Occasionally, if there's some branches that are a little bit damaged or, not looking too good, just remove those. But actually, they just offer you so much and give you so much for very little effort. I've got a few in my garden. They're just amazing.
And it's not just foliage either. Obviously, mostly we're talking about the foliage here, but actually once they get mature and established, you can get flowers, you can get berries as well on here. So there's lots and lots of interest with it with very little input from you.
And those berries in autumn are very welcome, aren't they?
They are.
They're lovely. Yeah.
Not for you to eat.
No.
The birds are
No, the birds like them. Don't you bother. So that's a brand new one. And it's the first Nandina that we've had on YouGarden that has got the variegated foliage. So it's really a bit different. And then the other one that we've got for you right now is also brand new, called Gulf Stream, which was ever so slightly more popular last week, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So exactly the same as the other one. All the colour changing, all the low maintenance, all the ease and beauty for you to have in your garden, but just minus the variegation on the leaves here. They will each grow to somewhere between 1 metre and 1.5 metres in height and spread, so quite big in comparison to the other Nandinas.
Yes.
So wonderful if you want to put them into a mixed border somewhere. They'll provide the perfect foil, the perfect backdrop for your other plants, particularly flowering plants. But they will work gorgeously in pots as well if you want to keep them in pots.
And one thing I would say, always look at your borders, and especially in the winter, and really take stock. Have you got too many deciduous plants and shrubs? Have you got too many perennials that just die down to nothing, that are herbaceous, that completely disappear? And I think it's just really important to have a certain amount of green all year long, particularly if you've got a smaller garden. I often say this, but if you've got a small garden, every single plant needs to earn its place. It's no good having lots of plants that only look good for a couple of weeks. I mean, I'm not... sorry to any peonies that are watching right now, but my peonies, I'm really sorry, but my peonies only lasted a couple of weeks. I had some really bad weather, so they all went over. And I've just been stuck with these leaves for what seemed like 5 months. I mean, just leaves. So I'm not going to move them, but I've got too many peonies together in one border, so I've just got loads of peony leaves. So, you know, I need to mix some other things in there that are going to give me more colour. Yeah. So just things to think about, and these will give you colour and excitement and interest every single day of the year. So they're a win-win. And don't forget, your free gift today is your Blooming Fast. So even if you're just buying the Nandina for $9.99, you'll still get your Blooming Fast. Yeah, and you still want to feed these plants as well. It's not just flowers we need to feed, it's all of your perennials and your foliage plants, they need it as well. I always think the leaves are lovely size on these as well. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So the one that I've got, which is the Nandina Firepower, it's slightly larger leaves you get on this one, whereas these are slightly finer leaves, but it does create a nice dense foliage bush. Yeah, so they are brand new. If you've already got the Firepower or the Nandina Obsessed, which is the one that we brought you in the past, those two are brand new this week. 511560. Right, just quickly as well, we are always busy every single day for our premium vegetable compost. But there are certain times of the year where we are particularly busy, and that's normally spring and autumn. Because I was emptying some of my mum's pots yesterday, and this is the time where we swap things over, don't we? And it's a great time. September is a really good time to move things around. So if you've got certain plants in the wrong position, you can move them in September. But I always, whenever I'm replanting something, I always put some compost in the planting hole, always. Yeah, it's like an insurance. Because this is filled with such amazing ingredients, it's really good to do that. We've got peat in here, 3 different types of peat. Some of which... What was that? The plant just slipped slightly. You can't see it, but it caught both of our eyes. I thought there was a little mouse in the potting tree. I'm like, what's that? What's moving? I'm only saying that because my cat brought a mouse in last night. I spent 2 hours saving trying to chase it. I found it. I caught it and saved it. Yeah. So like. I brought you a present. Yeah, that's his gift to you. 2 hours it took me to save this poor mouse. So anyway, sorry. So so it's got a few different types of peat in here. Some of that is renewable, some of it isn't. We've reduced the amount, but we still get those amazing results. So adding this into your planting hole, it's going to give your plants just some of that extra goodness that it needs. We've also got in here composted wood fibre. Now, the composted wood fibre actually makes up quite a large proportion of the actual compost, probably a good 50%. Yeah. Now, you can see the fibres running through there, and that compost has multiple jobs. It opens up the texture. It makes it this lovely, light, airy texture, which allows for roots to be able to grow, to spread, to reach for their goodness, reach for their moisture, and form a really nice, strong root system. But it also allows for even water distribution and for holding on to that moisture as well. Now you have got, as we mentioned earlier, different types of peat in here. You've got renewable peats like sphagnum moss peat, you've got white peat, you've got dark peat, and yes, we have reduced the quantity of that over the years. I mean, I remember originally, I think it was about 75% of this was peat originally, but obviously we have reduced that over the years, but it's still there. And yes, we all want to move towards peat-free, but I still think it's in its early stages, and if you've had a few bad experiences of peat-free, a few things that haven't done well, then this has still got that element of peat in there to support those plants, as it has done for many, many centuries. So we've also got a slow-release fertiliser in here. The little green balls that you'll be able to see evenly distributed throughout this entire compost. The shells of that break down and it releases a feed into the compost. That's going to feed your plants for a good 5 to 6 months, and that's really important, especially if you're like me and you constantly forget to feed your plants. This is that insurance policy to make sure they've got hold of that. There's also a wetting agent. You might think, I don't need that now, but do you know, even on a winter's day, it can be very, very windy sometimes. We get quite extremes of weather now, and what basically happens on a windy day, a basket can dry out very quickly, and when you try and re-water it, have you ever had it when all the water's gone all over the side on you? That wetting agent makes sure that the water sticks that compost and rehydrates it like that.
And there's a pH buffer in here as well, which basically means it's great for the majority of the plants that you're going to put in your garden. Ericaceous loving, blueberries, azaleas, rhododendrons, those sorts of things, they need the ericaceous, but everything else is pretty much going to live the happiest life, not just a happy life, the happiest life in this compost.
And I just want to talk about price, right? Because we don't claim to be the cheapest, but we do claim to be the best. However, if you're a club member, and I know most of you are, I've got 45,000 club members now, so your price is $22.48 with delivery free. Then you put into the equation that you're getting £5 worth of fertiliser. So you take that off your $22.48, you're talking about $17.50. So actually, for 100 litres, $17.50 delivered, suddenly you're like, oh, actually, that is a really good price.
It starts to come down, doesn't it?
So, when you actually do the maths, although we say we're not the cheapest, we are really competitive.
Yeah.
We put in that free gift today, which is a really good one, which you will all use, then actually suddenly that price is really, really good.
And it's important to get the best. Sometimes, the cheapest isn't always the best, is it? When it comes to things like this, actually it's about having the best feed for your plants, and that's what this is.
Yeah, it really is. And we've used it for many, many years. It's our best-selling product. It's the compost we use on our commercial working nursery, so it's got to be good. So if you've never bought it before, then do it today. And one thing I can honestly say, I think it makes you a better gardener instantly. So if you've had a few things that have not grown well this year, it could be down to the compost that you've bought. So try ours if you haven't tried it before. I know most of you use it like we do all of the time. 101.25.
All right, we haven't got long left, about 20 minutes left, so we're going to take you back to the favourites table. And first of all, to our deal of the week. The deal of the week is truly an amazing deal. I'm so excited about this because it's the Philadelphus. It's called Snowbell, but it's also known as Mock Orange. And it's fragrance and beauty you're going to get from this plant in summertime, June, July. Once this gets covered in these beautiful snow white flowers, double flowers as well, loads of petals here. The fragrance you're going to get from it is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got any Philadelphus?
I have. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, only one.
Very nice.
Yeah. And I'd rank it as, I'd say, even nicer than my choice here in terms of fragrance. So I don't like things that are too floral. I don't like overbearing fragrances in my garden. This is just beautiful because it is that mock orange, it is that citrus. It is so fresh and gorgeous. If you've ever had maybe, citrus smelling candles and things, even citrus cleaners I love the smell of.
Yeah.
But I love white in the garden. I think white always looks clean, it looks pure, it looks beautiful. You're going to get all three. On the website, you can buy two of these for, so three for $14.99, which is a deal, but we've had that for YGTV customers today. But you do need to use that off code, which is YGTV 39.24. Right, we've had a surge for Britannia.
Yeah, the Pansy Matrix Britannia.
Everyone's like you. They started off quite liking it, now they love it.
Now they're loving it. Yeah, absolutely. You've got a double whammy here because you've got a beautiful mix of the red, white, and blue. Hence why it's called Britannia. But you've also got the beautiful matrix part of this, which means they've been bred to be specifically upright flowers, but also nice and big as well.
And what I'm doing, the reason why I'm putting these other flowers by the side of it, that's one of the violas on the show, the teardrop, and that's Pansy Cool Wave. But it gives you an idea just how big those amazing flowers are on this. So if I think the pansies, violas all look good mixed together, but that's the biggest flowering one that we've got on the show, and really quite a winter warrior. It is going to withstand even the worst of winters. So again, it's a buy one get one free, but you can mix and match. But there's been quite a surge on that now.
Yeah, so just put the two that you want in your basket, by the way, out of these four. Put the two you want, put the code in, one of them will be free. So this is great. You can mix and match whatever you like.
And it'll always be the cheapest that's free.
I quite like the idea of going for the Pansy Matrix Britannia in the centre because they're the uprights, and then I'm going to put viola teardrops around the edge because they're going to be that little bit shorter, but also these spread slightly. So these will tumble and trail. If you put them into pots, those in the middle and then these around the edge, they'll sort of tumble over the edges of there. Gorgeous colour mix included in here, prolific flowering habit, and another one that's going to be a winter warrior. here.
And I'm just looking at those little faces. We talked about these earlier, but they've all got they've got personalities, haven't they?
Oh, it's right down the front. That little grumpy face right there, look. This one here. Hang on.
Just bring it round, Bex.
I'm trying.
He does look a bit grumpy. He's like, like he's woken up.
They're so mad.
Yeah.
They just look really grumpy, don't they? Love those ones. Sorry. They're the ones that make me smile, honestly. I just love those little...
Yay! Look! They've all got these little, say, individual faces and personalities. They will flower even in the toughest of months, and they will bring you so much joy. So love those. 401232 for the violet teardrops. Right, then we're going to move on to Dianthus. You were really loving these today.
Yeah, Dianthus gem or Sweet William. They're just so beautiful, aren't they? Really nice bright colours from them. Gorgeous fragrance that you get from these. Easy to look after as well. A little bit of deadheading just to encourage those blooms to come through. They're going to flower, as you can see now, on these garden-ready plugs. They're not even plugs, are they? Garden-ready plants. And they're going to keep going all the way through winter for you. A cottage garden favourite, should we say. Pollinators absolutely adore them, so much so the Royal Horticultural Society have awarded them that badge that says perfect for pollinators, so a really good one. You know, planting those, it's going to invite those pollinators in.
Sorry, I'm being distracted. What's that noise outside?
It must be a truck of some kind.
Oh, it's like a... I know you can't hear it.
Oh yeah, there were some contractors that were here this morning.
They're building us our new dressing room bed.
That's what it is.
That's it. It's a surprise. That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
I knew Peter. I knew he'd do that for us, bless him. That's our head gardener. I knew he was going to build that luxury dressing room outside.
All right, so it is a mix and match. The only one that we haven't put on the table is the Pansy Cool Wave. So you have got Pansy Cool Wave that you can go for. Well, it's not mix and match, but it's, well, buy one, get one free, mix and match. So pick one or two of the four, put them in your basket, one pack will be free.
So I did forget to...
Peter?
No, Craig is putting together like a little area for us to make tea and coffee there. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Getting spoiled.
We are. We do like jokes, but we love it because it's a proper, it's a proper nursery. It really is. So, the pot.
There's no airs and graces, is
there?
No,
it's earthy, it's real, and that means a lot to us. So, jokes apart, we come to YouGarden and we're surrounded by lovely plants. Who would not? You all love your plants. So for us, it's a dream job. We arrive here, we walk outside, and there are 11 acres of gorgeous plants.
And apparently the sun's shining.
Yeah,
can't wait for
even
lunch.
Better. We've also got now our heliopsis. So we were talking about trying to get your garden still to look great in September. And these are a fantastic plant that will have started flying late summer but still keep going in September, as you can see right now.
Yeah, they do look absolutely incredible. I mean, I want these in my garden. I want them planted with my Rudbeckia. I want to get some of that Echinacea papillate orange from last week. I want to put all three of those, the Rudbeckia, this and that Echinacea together, because I think that will just give me the best display for my late summer, early autumn, which we're in now, colourful garden, because they are going to keep flowering for us right the way through September and into October as well. Love the bicoloured blooms and absolutely adore that dark foliage so that it really highlights those flowers.
Yeah, I think it's a stunner.
Gorgeous.
Can't believe I've not got that one.
I know, right?
And don't forget those violas going really quickly as well. Right, we are rapidly running out of time. Right, just a quick few reminders at home. So, Sunday, we want you to join us on Sunday.
Yes, please.
But you're going to have to get up slightly earlier, OK? So, we are going to be live now on a Sunday from 9:30 till 12:30. They're the new hours. I think we're going to stay with those till about February time, so do bear that in mind.
We'll reassess in February.
Thursday, we stay in the same, 10 till 1. So Thursday, 10 till 1. Sunday, we are doing 9:30 till 12:30. If you want to watch us on TikTok, we have got lives on TikTok as well. Just download the app
Yeah, set yourself up a profile. It's super simple. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, it's very similar to doing that.
Yeah. Even I can do it, and I'm like...
Yeah, so we're going to be doing 3 lives a week there. Tuesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, you're going to be doing this afternoon, aren't you?
Yes, 2 to 4.
And also on a Sunday afternoon as well. So if you want even more of us here at YouGarden in the potting shed, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and actually, it's something we don't often have on YouGarden TV are houseplants. We do have quite a lot of houseplants on TikTok, don't we?
We do indeed.
Yeah, so if you're looking for some houseplants to cheer you up in the winter months, we've got a fantastic selection on that. So it's a bit of everything this afternoon, a bit of everything. Right, now, bulbs, we are doing a 3-4-2 on mix and match. But we've been doing this for a few weeks, but these are all new today.
Yeah, so this is the anemone. These are beautiful. These look like poppies, don't they? But of course they don't get, big like poppies do. These are going to get to about 25 by 25 centimetres. Each one of these, by the way. Each pack has 75 bulbs in, which is absolutely incredible. They're a lovely sort of woodland flowering bulb. So value for money here is incredible because you're getting 75 of them. They're going to flower. I mean, they can be quite early.
Yeah,
These can start around sort of February, March time and go through into April and May as well. They will naturalise, so you will have these in the garden for years to come, and they work beautiful planted en masse.
Yeah, they're really cute. So one of my mum's favourites, and you get 75 of those. And so when you open at the bag, the bulbs are quite strange, like it's like little rocks almost, but they do not worry. They will produce the most beautiful flowers.
This is what I love about bulbs. Ugly little things, but they turn into the most beautiful plants.
It's true, isn't it?
So crazy.
Right, we have got Rip Van Winkle next. These are ones on my list today.
I love them.
Well, they're just different, and I always like. I love my classic bulbs, but you know what? Every year you want a few pots and containers that people go, oh my word, what is that? And I think these have got the wow factor.
They've got a bit of a starburst thing going on, haven't they, with the petals? Love the way that they are shorter as well. So I'm a big fan of the shorter daffodils. These will get to about maybe 15 centimetres in height. Just unique, stunning. Got scent as well, so a lovely sweet scent included on here. Perennial, they'll naturalise and they'll come back for you for years. But just, it's that bright sunshine yellow that we love about daffodils, isn't it?
I just don't know how to describe those flowers, though.
I think they're like a starburst, like an explosion, aren't they?
Yeah.
Love them. They look a bit like the cactus dahlias.
Oh, my word, seriously?
Did that just come to your mind at the same time?
Seriously. Honestly, that's so weird. Seriously, just what I was thinking, because I was a friend that grows 150 dahlias, and you're right, that's what they remind me.
Yeah.
They're a lot smaller, obviously, than some of the cactus dahlias, but yeah, isn't that weird? When you work together, I do sometimes think...
We are as one.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Sometimes we just finish the sentences and I'll think each other's thoughts. But they're really unusual and I say brand new. We've done them in mixed packs before, but we've got them by themselves by request from you at home. Right, we've got Crocus Tricolour coming up next. Yeah, we all love these. I just think they're a really pretty colour.
I like the idea because we've done the large flowered blue, we've done the large flowered yellow over the last couple of weeks. So you might have, do I want blue, do I want yellow? You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to choose. Just go for these because you've got the lovely sort of orangey yellow centres. You've got those lighter petals that are then tipped with that kind of purpley blue colour at the edges. I think they are gorgeous, and I just love crocus in the garden because it's one of the earliest flowering, isn't it? It's one of the first ones to poke its little head up out the ground.
And for me, it's the first splash of colour. Yeah, you get your snowdrops, which are beautiful, but generally speaking, white. You can get some other coloured snowdrops, but generally speaking, you've got the white ones. But then, suddenly, you get this burst of colour with the crocus. And I like the fact that they are low to the ground, so they do look great under trees and shrubs, and they do look great planted in lawns. And for me, in February, when everything is, February can feel, even though it's a short month, it can feel long. These give you hope, and you just think, actually, spring is only just around the corner.
Not far away.
But yeah, and very easy. Don't think I haven't got time to plant those. Literally, the general rule with bulbs is whatever the depth of the bulb, plant it twice that. But with crocus, you can literally get your thumb, fill a pot with compost, do that with your thumb, drop them in, and just cover it with compost, and you're done.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Great for lasagna planting as well. If you're looking at doing your lasagna planting, crocus would be top layer.
Now, the most beautiful tulip, I mean, I have to say, I think she's probably, she's got to be in the top 3.
Yeah, definitely one of the premium varieties that we're talking about here. Obviously, your Triumph tulips and your sort of classic cup shapes, they're beautiful and a mainstay in your garden, but you've got to mix it up a little bit. You've got to put something a bit unusual in there. The ice cream variety was one of my favourites from last year, which was just a little bit different. This year it's going to be Carnival Denise, because look at that.
God.
Love it. Bright colour, the red, the white, the two together, they just...
I mean, the tulips that you can buy now from YouGarden are absolutely breathtaking. So she's definitely on my list, and I'm just going to plant her just by herself in pots.
Yeah, you could actually with that, couldn't you?
Yeah. She's a true beauty queen that looks fantastic just by herself. And you are going to get all 15 bulbs for that price of £9.10, but it is a 3 for 2. I might just go for 3 packs of Carnival Denise. I'm going to go for some of the others as well, but I think that's one of the most beautiful tulips we have ever seen on YouGarden, and brand new as well. Yeah,
and classic size that we're talking here as well, 40, 50 centimetres is what you would be expecting to get from these. But tulips generally, they do have nice sturdy stems, don't they? So they can, in the most part, deal with our British weather quite happily. Certainly mine did last year.
And I'm not going to guarantee it, but often I find with tulips, when you get the fuller flowers like this, I think they tend to be a bit more resilient as well to wind and rain compared to some of the classic shaped ones. Can't guarantee it, but that looks to me like it would withstand quite a bad bit of weather as well. And then finally, we have got a rather pretty narcissus for you.
Yeah, now this one's good, the quail. And actually what I love about this one is you're going to get you can get multiple flowers per stem. So you can get up to 4 flowers per stem on here. But also it's a classic trumpet to me. When I look at it, that is what a daffodil looks like.
Totally.
Bright sunshine yellow, trumpet bloom there, but multiple flowers per head. And it's sort of mid-size, this one, so it's not the dwarf miniature 15 and it's not the 50 centimetres, but somewhere about 25, 30 centimetres these will get to.
So pretty much perfect for all your pots and containers.
Practically
and painting borders.
perfect.
But I always think that, for me, daffodils, they herald the true start of spring. They're out in March when spring officially starts to begin, and they're always out during normally around Mother's Day or Easter. I know those things move around a bit, but they're generally around with the start of spring, and you can get some glorious days in March, can't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, I grew up in York, and if you've ever been to York, there's the Roman walls that go all the way around, and they're covered in daffodils, and some of those will have been there, I would say,
decades.
Yeah, they really will.
There's clumps of daffodils that have been known to exist for over a century. So they're a long-lasting one. These. Yes,
and those Roman walls have been there an awful long time as well. So if you want to go for those, what makes them different is the fact that you get multi-flowers on the single stem at £9, £10, £600, £100. Right, are we on an olive pot?
Yeah, let's have a look at it. It's a beautiful one.
I can honestly say, my mum's got these in her garden, and I think they're the nicest pots that she's got, and I mean that. I love glazed ceramic, I really do. I think it looks classy, it looks expensive. You see all the posh homes with glazed ceramic, don't you? But with these, you've got all of the look, but they are frost-proof, they are UV resistant, they're lightweight, and look at the price. You are going to get 2 for £16.19 if you're in the club. That's £8.10. I mean, look, £8.10.
I know.
£8.10.
I mean, if you went anywhere, garden centre, high-end shops, any of those, and you saw those for £8.10, you would be grabbing those, wouldn't you? You'd be buying as many as you possibly can for that price. And they would fit quite happily in those high-end garden centres and stores, definitely.
I mean, to me, if they were £30 each, you wouldn't question it.
No.
They are £8.10 for club members. In fact, the original price is on the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's £19.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it on there. You just tipped water down your front then, didn't you?
Luckily, it landed in further down, thankfully. Yeah, there you go.
£19.99.
Yeah, and that's the code. Look, there it is. There, 113,386. That is still a good price. It really is. But you will get, say, buy one get one free today. Now, our offers only last for a limited amount of time. Don't think, a lot of those maybe in a couple of months. But we are back, just thinking, we are back on Sunday. We've got a few other things to show on Sunday, haven't
we haven't got through everything at all. There's quite a few bits and pieces that we didn't get to show you today, so we will bring those in on Sunday. You do need to set your alarm just a little bit earlier because we're shifting our start time. We used to start at 10. We're going to start at 9:30. Don't worry if you can only watch from 10 o'clock. It's fine. We'll still be here. We'll still be going through things. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, anyway you can rewind it, can't you, Stu?
Yeah, you can.
Not on Facebook,
no,
but certainly if you watch on YouTube, you can rewind it and start from the beginning. It's up to you.
But please bear with us on Sunday because we will have to go that little bit earlier. So we may look a bit rough.
This is apparently why Craig's getting the new coffee station ready, though, so we can have plenty of coffee before we get started.
So bear with us if you think, hang on, is Shaun's dad presenting the show on Sunday? No, it's me, just half an hour earlier. But
fine, I'm sure we'll manage.
You will be, do you know what? It's not, I think Sunday morning it's nice to start that a little bit earlier. So and Stu. Our lovely Stu is gigging on Saturday night because he's also a musician, but he'll be
fine.
He's younger than me. He'll be fine. Right, you can still order after obviously the stream is finished, but a few quick reminders. Always use the offer code YGTV3924. That is really important. If you don't use it, you won't get the best offers. You will pay more. Don't forget your free gift. That will automatically go in your basket when you use the offer code YGTV3924. And don't overlook it. It's our premium fertiliser. It's really high in NPK, your trace elements, all your minerals. It's a brilliant all-round feed. It's brilliant. Really
and if you can get your order to over £40, of course, you're going to get free postage on your order as well. It's all unlocked by entering in that code, the YGTV3924. No postage to pay if your order is over £40. Add in some of the pots, compost or the bark mulch, things like that, if you want to get it to over there. Of course, if you can't afford to get to over 40, and we all have to shop on a budget occasionally, there is only one postage cost if you're ordering. If your order is under £40.
Well, thank you to everyone that sent in lovely comments and messages. Deal of the week, Bex, has gone crazy.
Yeah, I am not surprised. The Philadelphus is amazing as a deal of the week, but the most popular of our buy one, get one free on the Garden Readies is the Sweet William, the Dianthus gem. I'm so pleased. It's a great one. Gorgeous fragrance. Lovely plant, that will flower all the way through the winter for you.
And, mate, I know most of you will, but it is worth making that extra little bit of effort right now to set up your garden for the autumn and winter and spring. It is because, I know you might think, I can't be bothered to plant bulbs, but when it comes to springtime, those bulbs start to pop through. It's joyous. It's worth that little bit of effort right now. Having winter colour is so important. We all get a bit down in the winter months. I'm all right up to Christmas because I love Christmas and New Year, but then January, February, when you feel... I always feel fat, ugly and old.
Hard work, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really hard work. So, again, planting your winter bedding now and enjoying it in those darker months is just so important for us gardeners. And I'm a big believer in gardening for well-being. I mean, for me personally, whenever I'm down, whenever I'm not feeling good, get out in the garden, suddenly the world's a better place.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're all like that, aren't we?
Absolutely. Thanks ever so much for your company. Do come back and join us on Sunday morning at 9:30. And remember, Shaun's on TikTok this afternoon if you want to have a little watch.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to be silly.
No, why not? We'll see you soon. Bye. Mwah.